Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Liam of GL9001. I am joined by...
Oh, it is the girl!
And it has been a while since we played this game.
Bit of a minute.
Yeah.
I can't see the game, but...
Oh, you're right! You're right! Totally forgot.
Oh, good.
I fixed it. There you go.
Oh, yeah. It's been quite a minute. I don't really remember what happened. Yeah.
I guess I should mention, since I last streamed, I got a cool little upgrade to my stream setup. And that is an HDMI switcher. No more plugging and unplugging when I want to switch from my Switch to my computer.
Yay!
Because that was annoying. I literally... It's remote controlled too. I just press one button and it's done.
Wow.
Sometimes I don't even have to do that. It just auto switches. Anyways, welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings. We last left off, I don't remember. But we can recall together.
Yay!
Today's flight was all ready to go. Oh yeah, it's cool not having to voice Cloud anymore. The Morning Glory could appear any day now. By thinking that...
Oh, they're just doing a test flight. Okay.
Everyone was able to get motivated. It was set up to be like the real flight, from takeoff all the way to getting up to the clouds. Air currents vary by season, and atmospheric pressure patterns. Flying the same path twice was extremely difficult in a glider. Oh, crap. Oops. I was getting a phone call, and I didn't realize it until right before I stopped getting a phone call. But I took a quick look at the number, and it is in an area code that I do not recognize, so I'm not gonna deal with it.
Alrighty.
Anyways, the topography of an area was also heavily impacts the frequency of updrafts and thermals. Today's flight was as accurate a rendition as we could get of the real thing. It was a dress rehearsal. I feel like it's too bright to be a dress rehearsal.
Yeah. Think you'll be able to do it?
One moment. Oh, yes.
I mean, it's half of this, but it's slightly different from a thermal. I couldn't quite get the hang of it, and there was sudden unexpected downdrafts. But I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll get used to it.
After coming back from our second flight, we took a break. Oh, this is the second flight. Okay, who knows? They could have done it really early. They took a break while Ageha and the crew checked the glider. Flying an unfamiliar course would be particularly hard since the wind is strong today. I had been directing the course from behind, so that Kotori could focus on maintaining the glider's balance while in flight.
We got carried much further than I had expected. Everything seems to be in order over here, Ageha. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break and then go for the next flight. How far is the next flight going to go? Since we have some time, should we just wait for favorable conditions?
No, I'd like to fly while we've got the time to spare. I don't want to be trying to come back when the sun's already gone down.
Okay, that sounds good. Also, this next flight includes the possibility of an outside landing.
An outside landing means landing somewhere other than the runway. If we ran out of altitude and couldn't return to the runway, we would land elsewhere. However, this was by no means an emergency landing. In this case, we would aim to land somewhere that wouldn't cause problems for others, and where we could easily recover the glider. And of course, this should never damage the glider itself. Since we never flew far, we always flew with the assumptions we'd be returning to the runway. We're still essentially doing that today, but when the real flight happens, there's no guarantee. Luckily, there's a lot of open land in Kazagara. It shouldn't be hard to find a place to do an outside landing. Oh, she's here. Amane whispered as she looked at the clouds moving briskly across the sky. Yeah, it's much stronger than we had anticipated. We almost had to do an outside landing earlier. No one cares. Masa came back with a convenience store bag in hand. I'm sorry, I really
You really hate him!
I really don't like him. He's just kind of a dick. He had been out on a trip since morning. It was about the time he'd usually get bored, but he'd surprisingly been helping out with a lot of stuff. Oh, maybe a redemption arc for him? Maybe? Thanks, Masa. Never mind. Never mind.
Haha, sure. We all know you're a huge Aoi fan.
Oh, man. Sorry, it's weird, because, the last game I played with an Aoi character in it, was Danganronpa, and that Aoi's a girl.
Nah.
Anyways. Oh wow, he actually said it. I took the cold sports drink from Masa and handed one to Katori. There was no AC in the cockpit. It was like being in a greenhouse. We had to be careful not to get dehydrated. Okay, about time to get going.
Release the morning!
I think it's
Mooring?
yeah. Since the wind was strong today, the glider was moored to the ground. After she released the mooring, Katori headed towards the cockpit.
Oh yeah, Aoi, instead of emergency rations, here's some cookies.
As Ageha called out to me, I turned to take the cookies from her. Blown out of the hand, I assume? The wind suddenly changed direction. Okay. Maybe not. The wind coming from the lake suddenly blew its strongest it had all day.
The glider! Huh?
I heard Amane cry out, and as I turned, I saw not only the glider, which had been caught by the sudden wind and was raised slightly off the ground, but also, right in front of that giant wing, a completely helpless Katori. Katori! The next moment, the glider collided with Katori and sent both her and her wheelchair flying. Katori! By the time I had made it to her side, she had lost consciousness. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, never played this part of the game before. I would have remembered if I had seen that. Holy crap.
You need to calm down.
This isn't gonna go well with Hibari. I continued pacing. Katori was, oh god dang it, taken to the hospital in an ambulance. While she had no visible injuries, Katori was going to be given a thorough examination.
Well, honestly, her parents can't be mad at her. She was outside.
She was outside the glider. You are, yeah.
She was outside of the glider, so yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, the glider had hit her wheelchair, so Katori was only knocked out of it and hadn't been directly hit.
She still could have gotten a concussion if her head bounced.
Hibari was supposed to contact me and let me know the results, but I still hadn't heard anything. I stared at my silent phone. A frustrated sigh as the doorbell rang. Only a moment later, there was sudden banging on the door.
But what?
Okay. Two things I could think of. It's either Katori's father or Tobioka.
Why would Tobioka go to the dorm? A woman's dorm.
Because he's an old pervert. No, I'm kidding.
You said it.
I'll go see who it is. I motioned for Ageha to back up as I opened the door. Standing there was... Oh, I called it!
What the fridge?
See, I'm not crazy.
Why would he go there? Can't they
Mr.
report him?
Tobioka.
Why do you care?
Mr. Tobioka yelled as soon as he saw me. How did he know? Why was he that frantic? Hundreds of questions popped into my head. She's still at the hospital. I told him the hospital, which she had been Why would you tell him? I don't trust him. She had no obvious external injuries. They're giving her a thorough examination right now. No. This guy's not gonna get a redemption arc, is he? Looking closely, I could see he was sweating. Besides breathing heavily, his forehead was producing beads of sweat that were messing up his thinning hair. It seemed like he had run here as soon as he had heard about the accident. Actually, that was probably exactly the case. Miss Moreno should be at the hospital. Miss Moreno was our homeroom teacher. But Mr. Tobioka wasn't. Why would he rush all the way out here? Amane had come running from the dining hall after hearing the noise. Mr. Tobioka glared at Amane as soon as he saw her.
It's nobody's fault.
Amane stood still, seemingly paralyzed by fear from the vicious reprimand that Tobioka barked. He then gave us all a rage-filled stare.
What? What the actual fridge?
As if cursing us, he spat out his warning. With that, he promptly left the dormitory. He was likely headed to the hospital Kotori had been taken to.
What's that all about?
I have no idea. Mr. Tobioka was mad. I could understand and even have predicted that much. He was more than angry, however. I could see that he was genuinely worried about Kotori. He wasn't her homeroom teacher, supervisor, or even had much contact with her. His dramatic reaction seemed a little suspicious.
You think?
While that was probably normal for a teacher, it still seemed way too strong. Amane spoke quietly.
Like I said, it's not like that.
We had repeated this conversation a number of times after Kotori had been taken to the hospital.
I know you feel responsibility as the supervisor, but this is my fault.
No, it isn't. Akari had said, "You can't be recognized as a club unless you have a supervisor," which is why we asked Amane. That was just a front, though. We intended to take all responsibility if something were to actually happen. But the truth was that if something did happen, Amane would also be held accountable.
Hey.
There was nothing that could be said to console her. All we could do now was pray Kotori was okay. I see. Really? That's good news. Yes, I see. Thank you for going through the trouble to call me. Please tell her I said hi. I let out a sigh of relief and set down the phone.
What did they say?
They said they didn't find anything wrong. She'll be spending the night at the hospital just to be safe.
Thank goodness. So there wasn't technically any injury, meaning that it was an accident, meaning that they can't disband the
If only.
club. Because logical, if there was an actual accident that actually injured someone,
Tobioka's
she was
not
uninjured.
Tobioka's not gonna let that happen.
I'm just saying that's like law.
Anyways.
That's good.
That was Hibari on the phone. She had called to explain Kotori's situation. Kanako came out from the hallway to see how we were doing. Sorry that I kept you worrying. Well, there was no way Hattie knew what happened. His quack made it apparent he knew Kotori's absence when something was wrong.
ゆかさんたちにも教えてこようっと。
Kanako left the dining hall, taking Hattie with her.
I guess I'll be going too.
Okay. I'll walk with you for a bit. What are you going to do, Amane? I could prepare a room if you want to stay here.
いや、仕事があるから戻るよ。何かあったら知らせてほしい。
Got it. Knowing that Kotori was okay, we were finally able to move away from the phone. I went outside with Ageha. Cicadas sure have gotten quiet.
That's because summer's over.
After a few days, it would be September, and summer vacation would be over. So much had happened to us this month that it was over before any of us knew it. Ageha stopped unexpectedly. What's wrong?
Aoi,
Ageha grasped my hands tightly. Ageha? Her hands were trembling. Not only her hands, but her shoulders, her knees, her lips, her entire body.
please, but now I just feel so scared all of a sudden. Sorry, just for a little bit.
Okay. I answered softly and squeezed her hands in return.
When I saw Kotori on the ground, I was so scared. I didn't know what to do if something like this happened to her. I was terrified.
When she whispered this, Ageha was shaking, as if she was freezing. A sensation like your blood had frozen in your veins. I experienced the same as I witnessed Kotori's accident. It was a truly horrifying, chilling moment. I tightly held Ageha's hands. I wasn't sure if it was to comfort her or myself.
Okay, I feel a bit better.
Ageha let go of my hands.
Thanks, Aoi.
Okay, good. It didn't turn into a harem. Thank God. Don't mention it.
Friends just need to cool down sometimes.
I feel a bit relieved myself. The game knew! The game knew what I was thinking!
I'll apologize to Kotori later, you know, for holding your hands.
The game knew what we were thinking! Ageha smiled and laughed. She was back to her normal self. We continued to walk. I don't know what I'd do if something like this happened to her again. I was terrified. Wait, was that me talking?
Oh.
Wait, who was that talking?
I got no clue.
Oh, it was not me.
I don't know what I'd do if something like that happened again.
Crap, this takes so long.
Happened to her again. I was terrified.
Ageha whispered and looked up the slightly hilly road we were walking on towards the sky. No. The setting sun gave the sky and clouds an orange glow. Well, looks like it won't be coming tomorrow. We don't... Oh, that again! That's Ageha speaking! I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
You steal my
Unscreen.
one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if...
Fair enough, it makes it work.
Yeah, it's like if you say that, and then I just say that, you know?
It's said that at sunset the day before morning glory clouds appear, the eastern skies are bathed in a purple light. Last year, we saw a bluish-purple sky. The morning after, Amane had cursed at the sky, claiming the morning glory was incomplete. Tonight's sunset was orange as always. Morning glory wouldn't be coming tomorrow. I hope it doesn't come when Kotori's not here. I mean, we don't have a glider anymore.
She's been waiting for this all of her life.
Well, yeah, what happened to the glider? Oh, yay, we have to deal with the dickhead again.
Over there!
You see the shadows of about 5 people on the runway. They were dismantling our glider.
Some teachers.
I recognize them as teachers from our school. Hey, what are you doing?
おい、みなせ。邪魔するんじゃないぞ。
Mr. Tobioka.
言っただろう。グライダーは没収すると。もともと、お前たちが学校から盗み出したものだがな。
Wait, what the hell? They took it off the main. They took off the main wing and dumped it into the back of a truck. Why? I didn't press anything.
Bob, if you're not careful with the wing, you'll...
Ageha ran up to the teachers.
Please, use the trailer!
The trailer made specifically for transporting the glider was nearby. Ageha realized that stopping them was not possible. Instead, she focused on helping them use the trailer. She didn't want the glider to get damaged.
Owie, help me!
Okay.
いい心がけだ。
Fuck you. We showed the teachers how to dismantle it, and got it loaded onto the trailer.
積み込みが完了したら、学校へ運んでください。
Mr. Tobioka gave orders to the other teachers. What are you going to do with the glider?
お前たちには関係ない。言っておくが、次もし盗っ人のような真似をしたら、ただでは済まさんぞ。それでは、車を出してください。
The trailer in the car, pulling it, began to move. Confirming it was okay, Mr. Tobioka went over to his own car. At that moment, he turned his head to look at us. When he saw me glaring at him, he acted as if nothing had happened, got into his car, and drove off. All we could do was watch helplessly. The next day. Okay, clearly, we are far further away from the end than I realized.
Hey guys, I'm back!
Just past noon, Hibari brought Katori back. Asa lunged toward Katori, but Yoru held her back.
Let me go!
Oh, wow, 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 wow. Hattie flew over to Katori and sat on her lap.
Hi, Hattie. How are you doing?
Come on, Aoi, where are you? Hug your girlfriend, for God's sakes. Seeing her like this, I let out a sigh of relief. Everyone had waited here for her to come back.
Oh, I feel kind of bad. I mean, everyone is here to welcome me back. Seriously, who do you think you are?
So is everything alright?
Yep, I'm fine. I only bumped my head a little. It was only a slight concussion. See? Told you. I actually wanted to come back yesterday, but Hibari was worried about me. But look, I'm fine as fine can be.
Katori was waving her arms all around and being unusually talkative. Her wheelchair was a bit banged up. That must have been where the wing hit. Just from seeing her wheelchair, I could tell how hard the impact was. I'm sorry, Katori.
Huh? What are you apologizing for?
If I hadn't left your side, this would have never...
No, that's not it at all. I moved away from you. That was my mistake. It's no one else's fault. Anyway, I'm fine. There's nothing to worry about.
If only. Hibari stood behind her cheerful sister with a solemn expression on her face. Damn.
Alright then, let's go back to practice.
She doesn't know.
Huh?
Practice, but you...
Well, we didn't do everything yesterday, right? We still have to do a practice run for the real thing. I felt so uneasy looking up at the sky out of the hospital window. What would I do if the morning glory came while I was there? Come on, let's go! We're running out of time!
Hibari, who had suddenly gone pale, raised her voice.
Yesterday? Stop overreacting. It was no big deal.
たまたま運が良かっただけよ。また同じことがあったら次はどうなるかわからないわ。
Please, Hibari, the morning glory could appear any day now. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, or the day after. We're running out of time.
ダメよ。許さないわ。
Hibari.
Katori, at least right now, you should rest. I mean,
Oh wait, not you too! You know I don't have time to rest. I'm fine, the doctor already said so.
I didn't know whether or not to tell her about the glider being confiscated. If I told her, she would be devastated. She would absolutely feel that it was all her fault. Without me saying anything, Hibari began to speak.
もうダメなの、小鳥ちゃん。たとえ私がいいって言っても続けられないわ。
What do you mean?
The front doorbell rang. We weren't expecting anyone right now. It was probably a teacher or someone like that. I'll be right there. After opening the door, a well-dressed man in a suit walked in.
Dad?
小鳥、
Seeing his daughter, he ran over and kneeled down next to her wheelchair.
頭を打ったんだって。大丈夫なのかい？
I'm fine, nothing really happened.
けれど、昨日は入院したんだろ？
It was just a regular examination. I just slipped down a hill.
小鳥ちゃん、お父さんは全部ご存知よ。
Fucking broke your promise, Hibari.
昨日全部お話ししたの。事故の原因も。
You lied to us,
隠れてやってい
Hibari.
たことも。
Hibari, you're dead to me. Saying nothing, Katori's father looked at her with tears in his eyes. Katori turned to look at Hibari.
You promised! You said you were going to wait until the end of summer!
言わないわけにはいかないでしょ。
You're dead to me.
But if you told him, that means that...
You are absolutely dead to me, Hibari. Katori glanced over at her father, who was looking at her with intense sadness. She turned her head away in shame.
私たちがどんなに心配するか、ちゃんと分かっていたんだね。それなのに。
No, Dad, that's not it. If I told you, you would have said no, because...
当たり前じゃないか。お前は自分がどうしてそんな体になってしまったのか忘れたのか。
Katori shook her head.
じゃあどうしてグライダーなんて危険な乗り物に乗ったりしたんだ。
I wish I was alone in this house, because I would be swearing up a storm. Her father's voice was quiet yet reproachful. Katori hung her head low and said nothing in response.
Please, Dad, just until summer vacation is over. Let me keep flying the glider.
ダメだ。
Dad!
そんな危険な遊び続けさせるわけにはいかない。
Well, you're dead to me too.
I've been working with everyone here, all for this summer. This isn't just a hobby, this is my passion.
Katori's father looked at his daughter with sadness in his eyes.
グライダーで空を飛んだからなんだと言うんだ。そんなもの危険なだけじゃないか。遊びたいならもっと他のことをすればいい。お父さんが探してあげるから。
This is what you keep saying. I. What about me? What about me? That's not it at all.
Katori was searching for the right words to defend herself, but she could not find them. Why she wanted to fly, why it had to be a glider. She needed the words to convey those feelings. Whatever words she used, however, just wouldn't suffice to convey her feelings to someone else. Watching his daughter struggle for words, Mr. Habane let out a heavy sigh. Oh,
も
fuck.
うここには置いておけない。さあ、お父さんと一緒に家へ帰ろう。
No, wait, please listen.
Katori threw her hands up in protest, but her father completely ignored her and began to wheel her out. Please wait, Mr. Habane. I couldn't help but throw myself in front of Katori and her father.
水瀬さん、
He looked at me puzzled. When he called a few days before, Katori's father had completely trusted me. I had betrayed that trust. Like Katori, I had not said things that should have been said. We all worked towards getting Katori to be able to fly. You said it on the phone, didn't you? About how Katori changing was all due to me. That's not right. It was all due to the glider, and all of her friends here. Katori nodded desperately. This time, there was an accident, but our goal is right in front of our eyes. If you say Katori can't fly, then she can't. But please, please at least let her see this through. I spoke as earnestly as I could. My head was bowed to him.
We're all asking you to let her. Please, Mr. Albani.
If he doesn't, I'm literally gonna quit without saving.
お願いします。
Even Yoru is here. Like,
Her father looked at the members of the soaring club, each with their head bowed.
この子がハンデを負っていることはあなたたちもよくご存知のはずだ。あなたたちが普通にできることもこの子にはできないんですよ。
He spoke in a quiet yet grave tone.
この子をあなたたち普通の若者の夢に巻き込まないでやってください。
what? That is the most offensive thing you could say to anyone who is handicapped. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculously offensive. They literally made it so that she could do that. Because she is capable of doing that. She's more capable than the other members. Because they can't fly it.
You don't
Aoi's
need to tell
the
me.
only other one who can fly
You don't need
it.
to tell me.
Oh my frick. I'm so freaking angry right now. Oh my gosh.
お父さん、そんな言い方やめて。
Wow.
See, even Hibari's like, this stupid.
本当のことだ。
Katori turned pale as she heard what her father was saying.
You know I've been practicing, right? I've been working so hard to get good at this. I'm now able to fly the glider completely by myself.
それはここにいる皆さんの助けがあってのことだろ。
No, that's because of my hard work, you idiot! And gliders are completely safe.
When you're in them.
So even if I flew it...
Literally, she'd be in more danger outside the glider than in.
That was obviously proven
Yeah.
by the incident yesterday.
お前はこう言ったんだ。お父さんたちに心配をかけてばかりなのが嫌だ。だから一人で慶風学園に行きたいと。
Still feel the same way now.
As she said that, her father ran his hand over the damaged part of her wheelchair.
たまたま当たったのが車椅子だったからよかった。もし体のどこか頭にでも当たっていたらどうな。
She would have died doing the thing she loved, okay?
さあ帰ろう小鳥。お母さんも心配してる。早く安心させてやってくれ。
He started pushing her wheelchair. If I didn't do anything, Katori would be gone forever. What?
Dad, wait!
Katori grabbed the wheels of her wheelchair, forcing him to stop.
小鳥。
Please let me stay here. I'll forget about the glider. I won't fly anymore. Please! I just want to be here.
Katori's father looked at his tearful daughter with sadness in his own
お
eyes.
父さんたちの気持ちも。
Right back at you, you bastard.
You have to understand my feelings. I don't want to go.
小鳥。
ねえ、お父さん、小鳥ちゃんに少し時間をあげて。今夜は私が小鳥ちゃんを引き取るから、少し落ち着いてからお話ししましょう。ね、小鳥ちゃんもそうしましょう。
That sounds like bullshit. Katori's father silently nodded.
また迎えに行く。それまでこの子を頼む。小鳥、後でお母さんに電話して元気な声を聞かせてあげておくれ。
Okay. I will.
Wow, you were so close to making your daughter hate your guts.
I do hate his guts.
Hibari made a slight bow to us and began to push Kotori's wheelchair. Kotori!
Aoi.
Kotori was going to leave. As I started to run after them, Kotori's father stood in my path. You fucking bastard.
これは私たち家族の問題なんです。
Oh, fuck you. He said this with an anguished look on his face, then bowed his head slightly and left.
Better leave. Get out of here.
Where's the nearest sharp object? Everyone seemed down after Kotori was taken away, and we naturally all deviated towards the dining hall. Not wanting to be alone, I stayed nearby in the kitchen and attended to my duties as dorm mother.
I will come back, right?
当然でしょ。本人がそれを望んでるんだから。それにしても、娘の話もろくに聞かずに。ひどい親。
I can kind of understand where he's coming from. Everyone turned to look at me after my whispered comment carried up the counter. When Kotori was unconscious after the accident, we were all so worried. No, we were scared. As I spoke, everyone's expression went dark as they remembered that moment. To hear that news all the way in Tokyo, her father must have been completely terrified.
Yeah, that's true. But the things he said were terrible. Say she couldn't chase the same dreams as us.
Please don't make her chase dreams that regular children have.
That's just...
Even though it wasn't about me, hearing her father say those words ripped my heart out. I had always been by her side. To see all of her efforts, her dreams, not able to be realized, was crushing. I couldn't imagine how Kotori felt when she heard that. The front doorbell rang.
Aoi-kun! Hibari-san 来てるよ!
Everyone looked up as Kanako called for me. I dried off my hands and hurried to the entrance.
先ほどは父が失礼をしました。
I don't think that's the only thing you have to apologize for, you bee. No, don't apologize, Aoi. She broke her promise. No, I should not be the one apologizing. It's not my place to say anything. How's Kotori?
今、私の家にいます。泣き疲れて
Oh, god damn it.
落ち着いたら今夜にでも父と話し合ってもらうつもりです。
I see. I was relieved to know she wouldn't be going back to Tokyo immediately.
父の態度に気を悪くされたでしょう。
No shit.
Greatly.
Aoi, what are you on? No, that... God, this hurts to read. No,
Yeah.
that's not really it.
父も今は事故やグライダーのことを急に聞かされ気が動転しているんだと思います。ショックだった。
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't have told him all at once.
私もそうでしたから。
All the things that were hidden had been revealed in the worst way possible, considering that he had behaved quite calmly, even gentlemanly. I'm sorry that I didn't say anything until now.
小鳥ちゃんの事故のことをご存じなければしょうがないと思います。それに悪いのは心配をかけるのを分かっていて黙っていたあの子ですから。
What's going to happen to her? Hibari's facial expression told me that she didn't know.
父と小鳥ちゃんの話し合い次第だと思います。
If he's opposed to it, she'll never lay a finger on a glider again. Wouldn't she be able to stay if that were the case?
そう約束していただけるなら私からも父に頼んでみます。
Thanks.
That's literally her dream.
Hibari bowed and took her leave.
What happened? What did Hibari want?
あの人どうなるの？
As I entered the dining hall, an avalanche of questions came my way. I had to push my way into the dining hall. We don't know anything yet. Kotori is going to talk to her father tonight. Hibari seems to understand our position. She's on Kotori's side. That is, on the condition Kotori doesn't go near the glider again.
Be good?
As Asa sat down, looking relieved. Ageha and Yoru didn't seem as relaxed.
All we can do now is wait.
Right. And we need to do what we can do. So we can fly when Kotori does come back. It's time to steal a glider again, maybe. After finishing my kitchen work, I headed back to my room for a breather. All the worrying and stress from the past 2 days had exhausted me. I laid in my bed and closed my eyes. Kotori. Please let me stay here. I'll forget about the glider. I won't fly anymore. I guess you should read this.
Please, I just want to be here.
The memory of Kotori's tear-stained face as... God dang it, I pressed the wrong button. No. As she pleaded with her father, twisted my heart in two. Honestly, as long as Kotori came back, not being able to fly over the morning glory wasn't even a problem. I'm even fine with giving up on the glider. If we promised that, perhaps Kotori's father would allow her to be here. Wanting to hear Kotori's voice, I pulled out my cell phone. I selected her name in my list of contacts. I stopped. Kotori and her father could have already started talking. If I called now, I would just be a nuisance. Just as I closed my phone and was about to put it back in my pocket, it rang. Of course. I instantly opened it again and checked the call. Oh, damn it! I saw Ageha's name on the screen. Ageha's call. Didn't she just go home a little while ago? Hello?
Oh, wait, you need to come quick.
There was a sense of urgency in her voice. Oh. Please don't go where I think this is going. Calm down. Where should I go?
The runway, quick!
Wait. I think Tobioka, the son of a bitch, he stole the winch!
Of course he would. But that's not even his property. That's the person on the lane's property.
I thought it was the school's. I ran with Asa
But
and
it's not
Yoru
Tobioka's
to
property.
the runway. Neither is the glider, technically. Ageha was there with Tatsuya. Oh, Tatsuya had lifted the cover off of the winch and was expecting it.
Oh, did he sabotage it? Owie!
Ageha rushed over as soon as she saw me. Are you crying? Oh no, it is still there. It's just covered up. Her eyes were red and filled with tears.
What happened?
一体何が
Tatsuya pulled his head away from the winch.
こりゃ重傷だな。
I was at a loss for words when I saw it myself. What? What?
何これ
All of the machinery had been destroyed.
修理するにしてもちょっとやそっとじゃ治らんぞ。
He seemed completely confused and frustrated. What is this? Who in the world could have done this? As soon as the words left my mouth, I realized there was only one person who could have done this.
Mr. Tobioka was acting a bit strange yesterday when they were taking the glider. I came to check just in case, and I found it like this.
He did it.
I don't know, but it's someone else's
Clenched
property.
my
Like
fist
that's
so
not
hard
his
my
property.
nails began digging into my palm.
It's like not his property. That's so illegal on like all the things. All the things. So illegal on all the things. It's beyond terrible.
許せない
What do we do, Owie? We'll never be able to fly like this. We'll never be able to fly without a glider.
I could hear her beginning to cry as she whispered. I put an arm around her shoulders to steady her. She was trembling so much that she had to use my body for support.
Yesterday we were so close. We were so close. suddenly it's all gone.
Not only had we lost the glider, our wings, but the winch was broken too. We had lost all means of getting up into the sky. After taking Ageha back home, I returned to the dorm with Hasa and Yoru. Having seen my friends in tears had brought an even heavier feeling of sadness over me. Why did this happen to us? The malicious destruction of the winch and the loss of our glider left me feeling drained and empty.
大丈夫か?
Yeah, I'm fine. Did that sound believable? Thanks for coming.
That is the... Why does he keep lying? This is what gets you into trouble, Aoi. You keep lying about your feelings.
Tatsuya had gone to the runway as soon as Ageha called him. When I got there, Ageha looked like she was about to cry. If he hadn't come, by now she would have cried herself out.
何? お前らが困ってるならいつでも駆けつけるさ.
He flashed me an anxious look as he said this.
大変だったみたいだな.
記録した
Kind of. I didn't want to say anything more than that. If I started to talk, I would probably not be able to stop. I wanted him to listen to what happened. I wanted to depend on him. He must have known how I felt, as he began to pat me on the head.
それじゃあもう行くよ. そろそろ戻らないとおやすさんにどやされる.
Okay. Thanks, Tatsuya. As I raised my hand to thank him, Tatsuya stood up and started to leave. He took one step, and then stopped. Sorry, I'm hearing this weird choppy audio. Just do that real quick. Done. Fixed. Never mind. Not fixed. Nothing I can do about it. I can.
I don't know why anything on my computer is not loading.
Ah, god dang it. How's that?
Oh, no, the stream is fine. I'm just trying to look up something, and nothing is, loading.
Yeah. What's wrong?
飛岡先生があそこまでやるのはもしかすると俺たちのせいかもしれない.
What do you mean?
いや、すまん。忘れてくれ.
Tatsuya was being unusually vague. I thought it was strange as I watched him walk away. As I closed the door behind me, a huge sigh escaped my lips. The winch had been completely destroyed. Tatsuya said that he'd try to fix it as quickly as possible, but at best it'd take more than a week. There was also the possibility that it was beyond repair. I guess we can't fly anymore. I threw myself onto my bed. I was so exhausted I could barely stand. I opened up my phone hoping it would bring me salvation. One new message. Huh? I hadn't even noticed that I'd received a message. It was from Katori. Whoa. I jumped out of the bed and opened the message.
Don't worry, I'll come back.
Hope. 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 Seems like she typed it in a hurry, as it wasn't punctuated properly. Even so, it was enough to completely re-energize me. I quickly wrote back a reply. Okay. I'll be waiting. A short message was best. I only said what I had to say. You see, I hate texting. Can I just say that? Like, I wrote a thing on my Facebook earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I hate texting so much. And I fear it'll get me trouble in future relationships. But I despise texting. I closed my phone and went out again. Don't tell me they freaking screwed around with this place as well. Ageha? As soon as I entered the secret base, I noticed Ageha was also there. What are you doing here? Hadn't she just gone home?
What about you?
Nothing, I just felt like I should be doing something.
記録した
Same here. If we give up now, it means they've won.
Yeah. I suggested to Ageha what I had come up with on my way here. Remember that rubber cord that Yoru found a while ago? I wonder if we can use that. Ageha smiled smugly.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
Wait, what? As like a makeshift winch?
Maybe.
Well, do you really think this will get the glider to fly? No! No, it won't!
I just don't know.
Now, do you see how short the rubber part of that cord is?
Yeah.
It looked like a bunch of rubber bands put together to make a rope. It was quite long. Okay, never mind. And right in the middle of it, it had a metal ring attached. It looked like it was designed to attach to the glider's hook. Yoru had found it in the warehouse, though through a little research, Ageha found out that it was called a launch bungee. Oh, okay, maybe. There's a kind of rubber cable that could create enough force to launch gliders, apparently. I just can't see this working.
You're right.
Someone entered the hangar. Or two people, I guess.
Yeah, Ollie. What are you two doing?
それはこっちのセリフです。
I guess we can't use this space anymore? Oh, no, they're fine with it. They're fine. It seemed Asa and Yoru had come to the same conclusion as us. We had all come here thinking that there might be something we could do. This isn't even the biggest problem right now.
We've just gotta keep our heads up.
I mean, Katori aside, like, I'm more worried about her than anything else, but... The biggest problem is the glider, aside of Katori.
Yeah.
We don't really have a lot of time or options.
ソアリング部の人たちって単純っていうか。
Shut up. Oh no.
Just of one mind.
Asa being cute without even trying. I decided it was a good time to pull out my cell phone and show it to everybody. I got a message from Katori earlier.
No way. Really?
なんて書いてあったの？
Don't worry, I'll come back.
Everyone stared at the short message. It was almost as if they expected some other meaning to be hidden amongst those 5 words.
Well then, if we're not ready to take off by the time she gets back, we're sure going to hear it.
Damn it. If we just sit around... I think it's supposed to be twiddling, but sucking also works. Sucking our thumbs. Should be livid, no doubt about it. As I said this, everyone imagined Katori losing it at us, which brought a smile to our faces. Okay, first, let's look this up a bit. Ageha gathered some information on the internet for us. We all crowded around the single screen to see. So it's called a bungee launch. When you towed the glider with the winch, it was a winch launch. If you used the bungee cable, it was known as a bungee launch.
Also known as a slingshot takeoff.
The long rubber launch cable was attached to the glider. The ends were pulled using the until the glider took off, just like a slingshot. In this case, the projectile would be the glider.
なんかすごい原始的ね。
Look, we don't have many other options right now, Yoru. Could that really get the glider to fly?
Well, let's watch this video.
Ageha clicked to open the video. It was a video of some people attempting the bungee launch on a riverbank. It was quite the spectacle. First, the ring on the bungee was attached to the hook that we used for the winch. Then the glider stayed in place, while a bunch of people pulled on the cable. Sort of like a huge tug-of-war. When the bungee had enough tension, the pilot released the brake, and then...
うわ。
Yoru grumbled disappointedly as she watched.
It flew, but only a little.
The glider flew up about maybe 1 or 2 meters high.
Oof.
It wasn't even 10 meters. Ageha read the instructions.
This seems to be used to fly a pretty light glider. Ours is a 2-seater. The speed hard to do.
The weight of the 2 people wouldn't help either.
浮き上がるかどうかも怪しいわね。
There wouldn't be enough acceleration. Even if it did, getting it high enough to get to the clouds would be another problem. At that acceleration, the glider would stall before catching a thermal.
There's quite a difference in power between a winch and people.
複座式のグライダーを十分な高さまで上げようと思ったら、よほど強力で十分な長さのゴムがないと不可能だわ。
We need enough people to pull it. It might theoretically be possible, but realistically it was close to impossible. And there's no way we can get a long enough cable in time. Yeah, I don't think this will work.
I don't know, there's might still be a way.
Ageha began searching the internet again. Okay, you handle this. I'm going to go look for the glider.
Look?
Before we take the glider back, we have to know where it is, right?
やだよ。
After we had arrived at the school, I told Masa my plan, which he promptly rejected. Please, you gotta do something.
なんとかってお前。今度バレたらただじゃ済まないんだぞ。
I won't say that you told me, please.
なこと言っても、この間のも俺だってバレてるし。
I had asked that he help me find where the glider was being stored. That was all. Since he's part of the student council, he can get in places most students can't. Hey, you know, maybe we could get Akari's help. You know, I think she's feeling kind of tired of Mr. Tomioka's shit.
Yeah. Like, all of us.
Nope.
やめとけって。お前ら無茶しすぎだ。たかが空飛ぶ飛ばないって話だろ。どうしてそこまでやるんだよ。
We built the friggin' thing? Well, you see, I stopped mid-sentence.
お前まさか何も考えずにやってんのか？
No, it's just I haven't sat down and put all my thoughts together, that's all. I could try to do it, but there's just no way to really put it into words. I don't know the best way to say it, but, well, feels like if I don't do it, I'd be betraying myself. I really worked so hard on this. How could I possibly betray my own hard work? Remembering the time Kotori and I stared straight up at the sky, that is exactly what I didn't want to betray. He tilted his head to the side with a confused expression on his face. Suddenly he
You
sighed.
could just cop out and say, I'm in love with the sky.
God dang it!
昔からさ、お前とかアゲハはやっぱ俺とは違うよ。
Really? That was my turn to be confused.
俺からすりゃ、お前らが憧れでずっと見上げて生きてきたってことだよ。
Wow, stop making me like you. Really? Masasuke gave me a frustrated look, as I nodded, only half understanding what he was saying.
わかったよ、手伝ってやる。
Really?
幼馴染ってやつは、つれえな。
No, no,
一緒にいると
no.
You're praising his rubbing off on
Nope.
me.
Other way around. Other way around, man.
ただし、絶対にあかりさんにはバレないように頼むぞ。もし
What if she's like right here?
俺の声が
What if
声が
What if she's right here?
何の
I'm right here, but I'm in.
Why? Why are you here?
ここ学校よ。
That was true. But it's summer vacation.
クラブハウスの修繕費の見積もりを今日中に出さないといけないのよ。
Wait, what the hell? She spoke
What
in
clubhouse?
a jaded tone. Akari really was a hard worker.
というわけだ。悪かったな、葵。力になれなくて。
Damn it! What? What happened to the way you were acting just a few minutes ago?
分かってくれよ。俺にとってあかりさんはお前らとの
Wait, are you?
関
Did you?
係も大事なんだ。
She said yes? Akari looked at the two of us, whispering with an emotionless look on her face.
私も水瀬君にお話があったんだけど、何やらおとりこ
Come on, Akari.
いえいえ。
No, 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 no.
終了したんで。な
Come on, Akari. No, we're not. But anyways, what does he want to talk about? Akari wanted to talk to me. Wanting to talk to me wasn't exactly a common thing.
幅根さんのこと聞いたわ。とても残念だけど、我々生徒会はあなたたちをかばうことはできません。
She wasn't even really
力
injured.
になれなくてごめんなさい。
At least she looks genuinely sorry, unlike last time.
Because she's on their side.
I understand. That's how it was from the start anyway. Come on, just subtly give us hints. I should be the one apologizing. Sorry about all the trouble we caused you. Akari had approved the Soaring Club of her own volition, which meant the incident would reflect badly on her as well.
それは構わないわ。私が信念に基づきやったことだから。ただ、こうなってしまったことは残念だけど、私も見たかったわ。あなたたちのグライダーが飛ぶところを。
Wow, you make me like you more and more every time I talk to you.
No, I liked her from the beginning.
I really didn't like her at the beginning. Akari was looking out of the window as she spoke to me. I love how she goes on this whole tirade about how, like, oh, the teachers can't override the student council, and suddenly the teachers override the student council, and she's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so that's one of the reasons I really didn't like her.
In this case, a student was injured, so I could see why the teachers would override the student council for this case. But at the same time, she wasn't exactly injured, and the teacher went way out of his way to make sure that everything was ruined, which I think he should be expelled, or, like,
fired.
You know, fired for that, because that's literally going out of his way for revenge on a past student who's now faculty member,
or, you know, arrested, maybe?
Yeah, arrested and completely, banned from the school.
The dream. Yeah, okay, yeah. Akari. When she had said what she had to say, her serious persona returned. She quickly turned her back on us and walked away down the hall. After a few steps, she stopped. She stood still with her back to us. Come on. Come on! Come in clutch! She suddenly turned around and walked towards us. Yeah! Huh? Woo! Okay. Thanks, but why are you... She knows what she's doing.
Drops the keys on the floor.
She knows what she's doing.
And then I could just see her being like, taking the keys out, holding them away from her, and dropping them on the floor, and being like, "Oh no, I dropped my keys. What a shame if someone found them."
I'm actually really looking
forward. It's the key with the round.
I'm actually really looking forward to her route in Flight Diary. Saying that in an irritated tone, she turned around again. This time, she actually left. Arigato.
It would be really... Well, I could just see, though, taking out keys, holding them arm's length away from her, dropping them on the floor, and be like, "Oh no, it would be a shame if someone used this and unlocked the gym storeroom.
I highly doubt.
Oh, look at that. It's the key with the circle on it. Oh no, I've lost my keys. Oh no, I've lost my key. Oh well."
I doubt she has keys.
I know, but that would be so funny.
I stared at the ground, completely dumbfounded. Why did she tell me that? Yeah, I called it. So what was that about her being super mad if she found out you told us? The gym storeroom. Alright. Let's go, partner.
You told me, partner! Senpai! Oh! No.
Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ollie? I headed off to the sports field, almost dragging Masa behind me. This is a bad idea. What are you doing? As expected, the storeroom was locked. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Well, duh.
They weren't trying to break in just yet. Okay. You know...
They need a plan.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, what are they doing? As expected, the storeroom was locked. I did a quick inspection of the warehouse and took my leave. Well, at least we learned where it's being kept. Now we could get it back when we need it. Of course, that was a huge risk to take. I rushed back to the secret base, deep in thought. As I was walking up a gentle slope, I glanced at the sky over the lake.
Don't say it's purple. It's purple! No! No!
I began to run.
No! Oh my god. Tatsuya, we need you to do something illegal.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's just like a sunrise. アゲハ先輩、あれって
Yeah, probably. At least I think so.
Well, we are fucked. Oh, my phone.
You did actually run.
I ran down the hill towards the runway. I placed my hands on my knees and tried to calm... I think someone's phone is ringing. My cell phone had been ringing for some time now. I answered it without checking to see who was calling. Hello?
Owie, look at the sky!
I could see it. Standing in the middle of the runway, I had a clear view of the sky. We're screwed. The eastern sky was a bluish purple. To the west, the sky was the same orange that it had always been. Was it something? I didn't catch it. Sunset, I guess. This is what we had been waiting for all this time. The sky we had been yearning for. Praying for. Staring at the beautiful gradient of bluish purple to deep vermilion, my body began to tremble. Joy.
We don't have
Excitement. Uneasiness. A fountain of emotions boiled up inside me. That is what I think it is, right?
Duh!
Oh, that was Ageha who said that. I thought it was Aoi
You know what?
thinking.
It's okay. Yeah, it's the sign.
The morning glory is coming. Wow. That was a very long segment. How long have we been going for here? Only 1 hour. Okay.
But we don't have a glider, and we don't have a way to get the glider. What are we gonna do? Next time on Dragon Ball Z. No.
No, we're not ending yet.
No, I know. That'd be funny though. We tried to find another way while you weren't here, but there isn't enough time to get anything ready now.
Ageha searched for other ways to launch. Why are we still looking for that? Besides a winch.
You know, Amane could come in clutch and just
Or
be
a
like,
bungee.
oh, hey, I built this glider on my own, and then I also built this wench just in case anything ever happened, because, you know, I'm super rich. So, yeah, here you go.
Why am I predicting it's either that or Iska somehow returns? It's gonna be one of those two things.
Or it's Asa and Yoru's grandpa's like, oh, you need a wench? I'll get that for you, honeys.
Oh, you need
And
a
then-
whole plane? I used to fly
I'll
those.
get that. Yeah, exactly. I have one of my prototypes right here.
Ageha searched for
It
other
still
ways to
works.
launch besides a winch or a bungee. Oh, you need me to fire Tobioka? Can do.
And
But she
yeah,
couldn't
Mr.
find
Tobioka
anything.
destroyed our like honestly, why has Asa not gone crying
We
to
could
her
use-
grandpa being like, Mr. Tobioka destroyed our wench in our favorite club? He did what in the
Yeah.
what now to my granddaughters? Ah!
Do you have any bullets?
Like, yeah. I'm above the law. Nah, I'm joking.
It's like the Billy, what have you done meme. Have you seen that meme?
No.
Where it's like-
but it sounds funny.
A kid, like, it's like a cartoon, a very, like, stick figure-esque cartoon of a kid who just, like, shot a dude, and then his, like, father comes up saying, Billy, what have you done? And then the dude, with his dying breath, says something super controversial and, like, a very unpopular opinion, and then the dad pulls out a shotgun and says, do you have any bullets left? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Even though the signs have come,
I'll do some more research.
Okay, we're counting on you.
Why are we counting? We don't have anything to fly! I don't know if you understand this, Owie, but we don't have anything to fly!
As I said that, I pulled out my phone to check for messages, but when I looked at the screen, there was nothing. Ever since then, I hadn't heard from Katori.
Ah!
Has she already talked with her father? Since I hadn't heard anything, it probably means nothing's been decided. I decided to write a message to Katori. We've seen the signs. The morning glory is coming tomorrow morning. Surely she would come back. I hit the send button.
Dinner's here.
Asa and Yoru came back, each holding a big shopping bag. Hey, do you happen to have a plane while you're at it?
Oh, hey guys.
おにぎりがあんまりなかったからサンドイッチを買ってきたわ。あと姉さんがおやつをたんまりと。
Thanks.
We were going to stay here for tonight. But the two of them go stock up on siege. For our siege.
そっちはどうですか？
Well, we are currently, wingless. We have no wings.
Well, whatever we do, it's going to be rough.
ということ。
Only choice is
Oh, crap.
the bungee launch.
Trigger finger.
I'm good.
Yoru looked devastated.
What about Katori?
Ageha looked at me, and I just shook my head. I haven't heard anything yet.
Right, when the morning glory is supposed to come. Why not try asking Hibidi? She could bring Katori here just for the morning glory.
Let's just wait a bit longer. If we don't hear from her soon, let's try Hibari. If we could believe the signs, the morning glory would come tomorrow. It would only last around for 2 to 3 hours.
けどそれもグライダーが飛べたらの話よ。
Thank you, Yoru, for, you know, pointing out the elephant in the room. Yeah. Oh, not me.
Yeah.
Stop being so
Hey,
cute!
guys! Let's eat! Itadakimasu!
Asa seemed to try to perk us up, just as we were getting down. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, I'm getting hungry.
Without realizing it, our normal mealtime had long since passed. Everyone started to take whatever they wanted out of the shopping bags. While waiting for her instant noodles, of course it's like cup ramen or whatever. Agaha went.
Yo, I'll probably get instant noodles for myself here for dinner, so...
Like ramen or something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
See what I do? I use the instant chicken broth noodles. I put them in chicken broth, and then I put it in, the microwave for 3 minutes, and it tastes like genuine ramen.
Wow, I didn't even think you could microwave instant ramen. That I've never seen a recipe for instant ramen that involves a microwave.
What?
Yeah, it's
You never put the ramen in the bowl, then put the water in the bowl,
no,
and then
you're supposed
put it in the
you're-
microwave?
You're supposed to use a stove.
No, there's a microwave on there too.
Not the ones.
There's microwave instructions.
Not the ones I get.
What? Do
Nope.
you not get the Maruchan?
Yeah, I do get the Marchan, and it doesn't have them.
They have instructions for microwave.
I swear to God, they don't. But I'll check.
They do!
I'll check later. I'll have to try that. I'll have to try that next time.
Like,
I
they do!
honestly prefer the Nissan cup ramen. Honestly, Nissan, not Marchan. Marchan cup ramen sucks.
I like Maruchan. Well, not cup ramen, but
Yeah, their packets are good, but the cup ramen is awful. While waiting for her instant... Sorry, I keep going on tangents, but, so I was playing Final Fantasy 15. This is important. This is related, trust me. And, turns out you can actually... Not only do you see billboards for Nissan Cup Noodles in the game, you can also buy it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And it literally is identical to the real-life, version.
Wow.
It's not...
That's a nice detail.
It doesn't give you very many bonuses, but it's there. Like, you can get something better just by cooking it yourself. While waiting for her instant noodles, Ageha went back to the video of the people performing the bungee launch. A huge crowd of people pulled on the cable, and the glider rose only a few scant meters. And that was for a simple, lightweight glider. Our two-seater would never be able to get in the air using that method. Everyone stared at the screen, half having given up.
これはなんだい？
Amane, please say you've come in clutch! Please!
Please save us all. I will literally play your route if you come in clutch right now.
Oh my gosh! Don't go that far!
Anyways. Ha!
It's a bungee launch. Whoa!
Suddenly, Amane was there, peeking over Agaha's shoulder to see the computer screen. Amane, when did you get here? Amane placed her helmet on the desk and answered while looking at the screen.
さっきだ。入ってきても誰も気づかないから、ちょっとだけ傷ついたぞ。
I guess she's not very important in this scene. Doesn't even get a full sprite. We had been staring at the screen so hard that we didn't even notice where she arrived. Oh, there's her full sprite.
こんなやり方もあったのか。
you can't,
It
really?
doesn't work though! It doesn't work, that's why no one does it that way.
She seemed genuinely interested. I guess there were things even Amane didn't know. She began looking at all the resources Agaha had brought up.
なるほど、なるほど。
面白いなこれ。
Ah, thanks for crushing the little hope we had left. My heart sunk as soon as the words came out from her. If Amane Mochizuki...
But you know what will work for our glider? This winch I brought with me.
And this glider, because we don't have one right now. If Amane Mochizuki said it was impossible, it was impossible.
どうした？暗い顔をして。
Well, the truth... Oh, she doesn't know! I told Amane about the broken winch.
そうだったのか。
So that's why I was searching for another method.
Amane began looking at the resources again. This time, she was serious. I guess it's nearly impossible.
そうだな。
Amane just continued to look at the screen.
そういえば、小鳥はどうしたの？
Amane spoke, as if she had only just remembered about her. I guess she didn't know about that either. I mean, she knew about the accident, but not about the aftermath.
Oh, yeah.
A shocked look came across my face. That's right. With everything that had happened, I forgot to tell Amane about Katori.
今日退院してくる予定だったよな。
Amane looked worried. Oh, yeah. She didn't seem to have any major injuries, so I think she's okay. Wait, it's still the same day?
そうか。
No way.
よかった。
There's no way all this happened within like one day.
I'm starting to think that yes, it did. But after that, I explained to her what happened after Katori had left the hospital.
そんなことがあったのか。それでまだ連絡はないのかい？
Yeah, her father was a bastard and said something super offensive, and now he's dead to me. So
The most offensive thing I think I've ever heard said in a video game.
also Hibari is resurrected to me. But only just a little bit. She's mostly dead to me. Yeah.
I mean, she was freaked out by the situation,
Yeah.
so she probably
She still broke
either
her promise.
slipped- Yeah, but she broke her promise because she was worried about her sister.
No
so
excuse.
I guess
No
that's
excuse.
understandable.
Nope, no excuse.
If
Nope,
it's for
no
her
excuse.
safety, though,
Yeah, what about
because
her? What about her
she's
happiness?
around a okay, the thing is she was hit with a glider. Why was she around a glider? She had to explain, oh yeah, she's in the gliding club. You know, one thing leads to another, so she had to explain it to be able to explain the injuries that happened. You know?
Whatever.
There's no way to get around that.
No, nothing yet. Amane looked worried again.
さっき予兆が見えただろ。それでこっちへ来てみたんだ。きっと小鳥が飛ぶんだろうと思って。
We don't have a damn glider.
でもそうか。小鳥が飛ぶ
You're like,
のも
about that. We won't be able to fly in general. We've been searching for ways, so even if Katori can't fly, we could at least show her.
However, we were pretty much ready to give up.
残された方法はこのゴム柵だけということか。
What if they pull like a like a chapter 2 and was like, oh, we already stole it off screen.
Yeah, I wish.
Which honestly, that would be better than having to play through the segment.
What if we put a jump ramp on the runway?
Asa suddenly spoke up. Everyone then turned their attention to her.
What if everyone pulled the glider, then we had a jump ramp like this?
Yeah, we need to get that ready in about 4 hours. So I guess we better get on it then. Oh, and we have to steal the glider back.
Also within 4 hours.
Maybe a little more. Asa used
Otherwise, our time limit will be up.
Asa used her hands to explain what she meant. It looked like her idea was to have a kind of ski jump on the runway, then pull the bungee to launch the glider off the jump.
If it worked, it should at the very least fly higher than in this video. But how would you be able to catch any of the
Updrafts?
the airlifts? Because
get really
it's
lucky.
morning.
Get really lucky.
Because otherwise you're gonna plummet into the water.
Exactly. Well, I don't think it'd
That's
be over
dangerous,
water.
too.
I don't think it'd be over water. The runway's not that close to the lake.
Still, though, you'd plummet into the ground, and that's not very safe either.
Well, you could just land it. Alana shook her head.
加速が足りない。仮に5、6メートルくらいまで上がれたとしても、すぐに。
Well, I guess
See?
that answers all of our questions. With
Literally what I said! I'm Amane now! Ha!
ジャンプ台を登るために勢いも犠牲にしてるしね。
Yoru off screen. So it's that's different 3-letter A word.
Well, it's no good. Yeah, thanks for putting Asa down, man! Even if we made a ramp, if we started now, we wouldn't make it in time.
Yeah, see?
It's pretty much impossible.
Good thing this isn't like Ace Attorney, because we'd be cracking all the cases.
Oh yeah, 100%. Man, that makes me want to play Ace Attorney again. I
Don't
miss it.
worry, I do plan on playing the new one.
Oh yay!
I just haven't bought it yet.
Mm.
I don't I don't know if it's physical, but if it is physical, I'd like to get it physical.
Yeah, I think it's only download right now.
Damn it! Basically, we need a way to launch the glider reasonably high into the air. If there's no updraft at the end of a ramp, there's really no point at all. Everyone was.
See, that's what I said! That's the exact thing I said. Well, okay, I forgot the term for updraft. But! You know basically what I said. If there's only a way to create an updraft.
Okay.
And to get a ramp.
Crap.
And to get...
Oh, crap. So, Noah just posted a thing. And, yikes. Yeah, that's bad. So, Noah just got another copyright strike.
So, why... Wait, why is he getting copyright strikes?
Because he's literally watching movies on his YouTube channel and doesn't expect to get struck.
But
like, what were you thinking?
Why doesn't he take any... Does he not even, like... Doesn't he inverse it?
Nope. Here's the
He
thing.
should at least reverse it.
Here's the thing. He only watches movies that are already uploaded on YouTube without having to, without the permission of the original creator. So his argument is, they haven't taken this one down, they won't take mine down.
But it's not the same. Maybe the person who uploaded it to YouTube got rights. You know?
I remember there was one movie he watched, and I believe it was called... I gotta be careful when saying this. Scary Little Fuckers. And, yeah, the director of it actually did an acceptance speech for one of the awards that he gave out.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I believe was Worst Director.
And he was like in on it.
He literally recorded an an acceptance speech.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Anyways. I guess there's no way. Sort of jumping off a No.
記録した。
I'm a save for real here, because I feel like, even though this is a visual novel, I don't want my characters to die.
Yeah.
Don't make jokes about that. People might take it seriously. Dang it!
Yeah, Allie.
They are! They literally are! Just as I had about given up, Amane gave a clap of excitement.
ああ、それでいいじゃないか。
Of course it's Amane who says that. Everyone looked at her in confusion.
そうかそうか。何も滑走路から飛び立つ必要はないんだな。
Do we have any cliffs? Oh, yeah, we're literally on a cliff. I forgot.
That's what I said! I'm like, but if you were on a cliff, you'd fall into the water! But that would be dangerous! You see?
Even if we could start to fly, what's the point if we can't ascend? Dropping from a cliff would increase the speed, which would allow us to acquire
What's the
lift.
point of thinking this when we don't have a freaking glider?
But it meant nothing if we couldn't climb. I mean, if we had enough height after gaining speed, it would be fine. But we would need
It
an
would be
impossibly
nothing.
high cliff for that.
I didn't
However,
have a glider!
Amane suddenly spoke up.
うん。それで行こう。そうしよう。
Oh yeah, that seems like a great idea. She began nodding her head as if it had already been decided.
Yeah, but if we're gonna focus on seeing the idea, we need to focus on getting a glider!
Yep.
Here
Oh, now I'm suddenly remembering what happened in the last episode. The cutest stuff ever. And, yeah, this has been not anything but cute.
Wait, what happened? Wait, what was cute that happened last episode?
Some of the most fluffy, diabetes-inducing romance scenes ever, I believe, were in the last episode.
Wait, what happened last? I can't remember!
I don't know, but your reactions to it were amazing. Didn't like your sister text you asking if you were okay?
Yeah, I can't even remember what happened. What the scenes were. I need to remember what the scenes were so that I can know why I was freaking out.
A lot of wholesome kissing. I believe no, it wasn't the date. The date was the episode before, at least.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I can't remember the wholesome thing that happened.
Huh.
Work, please.
Anyways, taking a paper and a pen from Asa, Amane began to write furiously.
機体重量がおよそ 280kg。2人の体重が合計 100kg として。
I could be completely wrong. Maybe it was 2 episodes ago. But it was either 1 or 2 episodes ago. The paper began to fill up with mathematical equations and diagrams.
紙。
More paper.
Here you are.
Asa laid down another sheet for Amane, who hadn't even lifted her head.
それじゃ足りないわ。
Yoru went and got even more paper, and put it down in front of Amane. Without even looking up, Amane took more paper and kept on writing.
It's in a trance. I haven't seen her like this for a while.
Amane had an intense look of concentration on her face. It was exactly like the first time I had met her, and she had been staring at the drawing board. Oh, you know what I think it was? No, actually, never mind. That was before the date. I was gonna say it was like the, you know, her returning from the date, but that was way earlier. I mean, her returning from her home.
I remember he grabbed her from the wheelchair and
Oh, the
walked around
princess
holding
scene.
her and called her Mahime. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember now. That was
That was it,
pure
yeah.
cuteness.
Among other scenes.
Yeah.
That wasn't the only adorable scene in that episode.
Wait, what were the other ones?
They were smaller, but just like a kiss here, an I love you there.
I know that Asa did really cute things. I remember that.
Anyways.
Because I remember you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, I need to take a picture. I need to take a screenshot because Asa's being adorable.
Anyways.
But, you know, she's always adorable, so, you know.
It was exactly like the first time I had met. It's weird. I kind of want her to do her route, but I don't want to do a route that isn't Katori.
Yeah. And I
would
also
feel so
don't want to
bad
do
for
a
her.
route with someone that's literally the same age as Tatsuya, you know?
No, not her. Asa.
Oh, with Asa? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the Ageha route would be better than the Asa route.
Weren't you the one saying they were basically siblings?
Yeah, but at the same time, Asa's like really young.
She's still in high school?
Still, though, she's like really young, and she acts a lot like a child. So it's like, you know?
I don't know. If I wanted to do another one, it would probably be hers.
Really?
Just because I expect a lot of cuteness.
Mm.
I expect a lot of wholesome cuteness. It was exactly like the first time I had met her, and she had been staring at the drawing board. When she's like this...
What?
Yep.
Wait, I'm like thinking, with the other routes, does all this stuff that happens with Katori still happen?
Heck no. Well, maybe like the unromantic parts, but obviously.
No, I mean like the drama parts with her family and stuff. Does that still happen?
I would
Because-
assume so?
Yeah, because some of this stuff, like, because she would still be a part of the gliding club because
Oh, yeah.
that's still her passion.
I mean, that was in the
Whether-
prologue.
And they would be friends still. Like, they all would be friends still. So it's like, I'm very intrigued to see how they do it. Anyway, sorry.
See, I'm expecting that I assume we're gonna be nearing the end pretty soon, but I'm pretty sure there's another chapter. Because I think I saw in the achievements that there was a achievement for completing chapter, like seeing a third opening, which we have not seen yet. When she's like this, yep, I said that already. Wait, no, I didn't say that. Damn it.
その手があったか。
Ah, damn it, you're being smart.
Oh yeah, Yoru is basically new Asa.
No,
Brain
new Amane.
student-wise.
New Amane.
Or new Amane, sorry.
Yeah.
They both have A names, okay? Like, cut me some slack.
Hey, at least it's not like Asa and Aoi, which both have 3 letters. And it's really
Don't
hard.
get me started.
It's really hard for me to see in the titles, in like the speech bubbles. Yoru was nodding along in agreement as she read through the sheets of paper Amane was writing on. And then suddenly,
時間がもったいない。私も手伝うわ。
also, you know, Amane's a little less of a B.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't really say Yoru's a B anymore, but she was.
but she really was at the beginning. But so was Katori.
Yeah. Tsundere's. Like, Kotori was just straight up Tsun, and
Let's just say Aoi has a thing for tsunderes.
not really, considering that only 2 out of 5 routes are Tsundere.
But then you got Masa too.
Yeah, they're friends.
My partner in crime.
Yeah, in crime, not in love.
Alternate universe. Aoi is bi.
Oh my god.
And he whips Masa into shape. And wears the pants in the relationship.
That would... What about poor Akari? What about her? Come on, she needs love too. And if it has to be Masa, then fine.
Aoi are like really like, you know,
Oh, no.
keen on like what they want, and that would be like such a good dynamic, you know? And I'm pretty sure they're all the same age, right? Or she's a year older.
Okay, Ted, I have not been looking at chat. I apologize. But welcome anyway, if you are still here. Why is that message not shown? It doesn't even have anything that bad in it. Anyways, we've gone on like 5 tangents. In like as many lines. Anyways, Yoru sat down next to Amane and began scribbling out equations. I couldn't believe my eyes. Huh? You're going to help?
What's going on here?
Also, I should pause that. Okay.
know, but it's a little scary.
Unable to follow along with what was going on, we just watched in amazement. Well, Yoru is the granddaughter of the superintendent of of an engineering school.
Of the engineering school they all attend.
True, but
Except for Amane, but Amane works there.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's helping me. It's helping me through the pain that is getting rid of workshop add-ons in Left 4 Dead 2. I'm surprised you would get rid of them. Unable to follow along with what was going on, we just watched in amazement. Unless you mean like unchecking them. Yeah, that is pain.
What we gotta do? We still don't freaking have a glider!
Scribble, scribble, scribble. Scratching.
Why are we not address this?
The scratching sound, they addressed it for like 2 lines. The scratching sound, their pens went on and on without a single pause. Both Amane and Yoru kept on writing without saying a word. The way they were working, it almost seemed as if they were communicating in an entirely different language. Yeah, math. The language of math.
It is a completely different language. What are you talking about?
Yes, all I need is like, you know, I need to take 5 years in Algebra 50 in order to be able to understand this. That is Agaha.
Pre-algebra, calculus, physics.
Yes. Probably trigonometry. No, not unchecking them, just straight up getting them out of my list because they are cluttering it up. Fair enough! And, you know, freeing up hard drive space, I assume, as well. That is Agaha, Asa, and myself, left them alone and had our own conversation. From what I heard from Akari, the glider should be in the gym storeroom. There's a sturdy lock on the door. It's not something you could just hit and break open.
But there isn't any security.
We're gonna go for it, and Tobioka's gonna be in a corner, just waiting to, like, haze us Von Karma style.
Yeah. And then he really will get arrested.
Yeah. Because, like, he straight up looks like Von Karma.
A really chubby
Really
Von
chubby
Karma.
Von Karma with a little less hair on his head.
Which means our only problem is the lock.
Yeah. Well,
You don't think Mr. Tobioka is watching over it or anything, right? If he is, that's a federal crime. Knowing that old man, I wouldn't be surprised.
in Japan?
True.
But without a winch and no way to launch, he probably wasn't worried about us anymore. But with Amane on our side, working hard, maybe it wasn't impossible on our after all.
Maybe she could just buy a winch in 2 seconds and get it delivered. I don't know.
Or a glider. All that was left was to
Or
take the
both.
glider back. But even if we take care of the lock, how are we supposed to move the glider?
It would be easy if Tatsuya could help us out.
It would be a pretty big ask this time. If things didn't go well, we could even be in trouble with the police. Since we were students, the school would probably handle any discipline, but that wouldn't be the case for Tatsuya.
Wait! If the wench is technically school property and, you know, Tobioka destroyed it, that's a federal crime.
I guess.
So...
Yeah. If we were
If the
all,
police were involved.
we were all prepared to be in trouble with the school if it came to it. Everyone felt the same. If there was a way for us to fly, we'd do whatever it took. We could just move it just like we did before. There was a bicycle with a wagon attached at the grocery shop down at Kazami Shopping Street. It would be difficult, but if we could load the disassembled glider onto the cart, someone could pedal while others pushed. The problem was we needed a way to do it without anyone noticing us. Breaking the lock will be noisy. That'll definitely get us noticed.
There really isn't a quiet way to break the lock. We could use a saw, but that might take too long.
Also, you know, they'll know it was us. I think
if
they'll know it was us either way. Actually, now that I think about
What
it.
if we get some wire and, you know, wiggle it in the lock?
No.
Then again,
It only works like that in cartoons.
but again, the daughters of the person who runs the academy are the ones wanting to do this. So the fact that they took that away when they're like, does Tobioka not know that they're the grandchildren of the big guy because the big guy can get him fired?
Yeah. Things were slowly coming together as we talked about different plans. But as for flying the morning glory, the glider was taken. Our winch was broken. Everything seemed to be over. As well as that, there was something else missing. I still haven't heard from Katori. Looking at the clock, I noticed it was just about to turn midnight. There was still time, but that time was running out fast.
You think?
I continued to look nervously at my cell phone.
Ori, where are you? We still haven't heard anything.
Nothing. I wonder if she had read my message. I couldn't imagine she wouldn't respond if she knew that the signs had appeared.
Jeez, even when I first met her, I could tell she was a troublemaker.
It's because she's the youngest child. Then, just as I finished talking, sorry, that kind of just registered in my brain that like, oh, she's the youngest, therefore she is a troublemaker, and I'm just like, as the youngest, I can tell you that is not true in my family. It wasn't a message, it was a call. Hello. Damn it! I mean, good to talk to you, but still, damn it. Kanako? Eh? Eat? Yeah, be right there. I ended the call and stood up. I'll be right back. I think I know what this could be, and it ain't anything good.
What?
I ran off, huffing and puffing as I went. Why was Hibari here now? Was Katori with her? What did she want to give to me? I was out of breath, but I ran on, fueled by my worries. And suddenly heard my phone from my pocket. There was an email. I stopped for a second to check it. It was from Katori. She had left the subject field blank. I hesitated for a moment before opening the message.
Sorry I didn't call, but if I talk to you now, it'd probably go crazy.
Crazy?
Or I'd probably go crazy,
I
sorry.
almost dropped my phone. My hands were shaking so much. Steadying my phone with both hands, I continued to read.
After talking with my father, I've decided to go home to Tokyo. As we are in the middle of summer vacation, I'm pulling out of school there. I really wanted to stay in Kazagura, but I just can't keep worrying my parents like this.
After reading that, I closed my eyes for a moment. Felt like I knew this was going to happen, but I still felt shocked.
Spending this past year with everyone was really fun. It's one of my dearest memories. I wish I had made a photo album. I'm sorry that I caused so much trouble for everyone. I want you to fly the Morning Glory without worrying about me. That is my only wish. So anyway, thank you for loving me, Aoi. Even though I'm going back to Tokyo, I will never forget you.
The email ended there. What? I held my phone as tightly as I could in my shaking hands. The plastic casing began to crack under the pressure. As soon as I snapped back to reality, I punched in Katori's number and hit the call button. What is going on? Why aren't you answering, Katori? A cry escaped my lips. Feeling overwhelmed, I nearly flung my phone at the ground. I managed to control myself and tried calling a different number. Come on, answer! After calling a ridiculous amount of times, maybe 20 or so, someone finally answered the phone.
Hello?
Katori!
Aoi.
Katori. Hearing Katori's voice after what seemed like ages, I felt relieved. I had dialed the number to Hibari's house. Since Katori had answered the phone, it meant that she was at Hibari's. I read your email. What happened? Oh no.
Mother collapsed. It's all my fault.
My mind went blank for a moment. What I couldn't understand just a moment ago was answered in a single sentence. What was she doing?
She's still resting in bed. When I said on the phone that I was going home, she was so happy, she cried. I've always blamed myself. My family became like this all because I selfishly wanted to ride that hot air balloon. Because I had that accident, I caused all these problems for my family.
It's not right, is what I almost said. But I didn't think those words would help Katori right now.
I really didn't want to do that to my parents again, but I did. I don't want to go home. But if I don't, my family will entirely fall apart. I can't let that happen.
But you really okay with this? Quitting school and just going back home after everything? I was only answered with silence. After a moment, she sighed.
Not the same as I was a year ago. Back then I hated everything and would run away at the drop of a hat.
記録した
But now, I have so many great memories. Meeting you, Agiha, Asa, Yoru, Amani, and everyone else at Flying Fish Manor. I made friends at school and had a wonderful time. I found a boyfriend and fell in love. Just like a normal person. And I flew. Like a normal person, because she could live life like a normal person. Just because she's handicapped doesn't mean she can't be a normal person! I'm not angry or upset.
Yeah.
All that was because I met you, Aoi. I did all these things that I had never done before. Yeah, because your dad is super selfish and is like, oh, you can't do anything. Like, this is the reason why Toph is the way she is, okay, y'all? Y'all who have seen Avatar know what I mean, okay? Just because you're handicapped does not mean that you can't do things other people can do. That... That's more than enough for me.
There's still one thing you want to do right. One really big thing. Did you read the message? We saw the signs. It's coming. In only a few hours, the morning glory is coming.
Dream is over for me.
No, it isn't!
Yes, it is!
What are you talking about? You can fly now! You can do it on your own! Oh, no.
Seriously? When I can't even take a bath myself?
Oh, no. What?
This is what causes people to have suicidal thoughts, having parents like this, and
What
having
did
to go
her
through all
father
this crap,
say?
and like, oh my god, this is what causes depression.
This
This
is
is what causes suicides.
this, like,
These are the signs
I
right
think
here.
this is like some of the best storytelling I've ever seen, but damn am I pissed off right now.
This is so freaking realistic. Like, I want... Ah! The only reason I could do it was because everyone helped me. I can't fly by myself.
Oh, because a normal person doesn't need to be taught. That's bullshit.
The absolute S. You were a natural at it, sweetie. You were a natural.
Katori, I couldn't believe it. She was throwing away everything we had worked for. All of our good times together. She was acting as if they'd never happened. Tears
That's
welled in
because
my
she was
eyes.
told to act that
This
way.
frustration coursed through my heart.
I really loved being with you this past year. I'll always be able to treasure these memories. So, that's enough for me.
It's not enough, Katori. It's not even close to being enough. Sobs began to break in my voice. When had I started crying?
Why, Aoi? Why the morning glory? Because even I can look at the sky.
She laughed a little. I could tell she was trying her best to be strong. Or perhaps that really was the last thing she thought she could wish for. Finally, I noticed she had hung up.
おかえりなさい。遅かったね。どうしたの？
I need to just say
顔
something.
真っ青だけど。
Don't ever make anyone feel like they can't do anything, disability or otherwise. Because once you do that, most people internalize that and their whole mood shifts into a way that some people can't bounce back from.
Yeah.
And that ends up
You have a chance
in-
to literally murder them.
Yeah, basically. So
I'm okay. Where's Hibari?
小鳥ちゃんの部屋にいる。
As I entered Katori's room, I saw Hibari packing.
水瀬さん。
Taking one look at me, Hibari seemed to instantly know what was going on. She quietly closed a cardboard box packed with Katori's textbooks.
たったこれだけなんですね。
Hibari spoke in a whisper as she looked at the few small cardboard boxes that contained all of Katori's things. They were mostly filled with clothes and everyday items. The rest had textbooks in them. Aside from the stuffed animals that had been on the bed, Katori didn't have many personal effects. She said having lots of stuff was mostly a hassle. Hibari seemed extremely sad. I completely understood. Having only a few things made Katori's own existence seem somewhat small. Hibari was silent. Tears began to form in her eyes.
どうすることが一番なのかわからない。私はやっぱりグライダーに乗ることは反対よ。あんな事故に遭って足が動かなくなってしまったのに、まだ空を飛びたいだなんて。
but maybe it is the right thing to
小鳥ちゃんがグライダーから降りてくるのを見たとき、心臓が止まるかと思ったわ。
She needs to overcome it. It's the past. But like, you know,
Yeah,
See?
she wasn't scared at all. Even I had been surprised by that. If she had been nervous about being up in the sky, Katori hadn't shown it at all.
私、今でも水瀬さんたちに感謝しているし、風ヶ浦に来てよかったんだって思っています。小鳥ちゃんがまた元気になってくれたんだもの。それに、もし小鳥ちゃんが皆さんと同じ夢を見られるのなら、応援して。
Oops.
お父さんも本当はそう思っているはずなんです。
there is no
I don't.
freaking way he
I
feels
don't.
that way.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about her. He just cares about him. And he blamed her for everything. So now she's blaming herself for everything.
Look,
because
I
it's
get
not
it.
her fault.
I want to keep
it's her
playing.
parents'
I
fault.
want to keep
Sorry.
reading, damn it.
I'm sorry.
You've
I'm
gone
sorry.
on
I'm
like
sorry. I'm sorry.
5 rants.
This is making me so freaking upset. I
Hibari
can't.
closed her eyes as she spoke. It was almost as if she was praying for it to be true.
でも、もし今ここに残れば、今度こそ家族はバラバラになってしまうかもしれない。
And you don't think... Oh, yeah. I hear your mother isn't doing well.
ただの貧血だろうと言っていました。母はもともとあまり体が丈夫じゃなくて、私が実家へ連絡した時、小鳥ちゃんの事故を先に知ったのは母だったんです。その時、父は仕事で電話に出られなくて、病院で父が一晩寄り添って少し良くなったと聞いています。
Let's see. Considering Kotori's condition, her mother already had to worry more about her than most mothers would. So to hear about Kotori's accident and about that glider, it must have been a huge shock for her. Is there any way Kotori could stay? Something other than having her quit school? Emotion slipped into my voice as I asked Hibari. However, Hibari only shook her head at me.
父も母も小鳥ちゃんと一緒に暮らすことを強く望んでいます。
Well, fuck him.
将来どうなる
Why? So she could be in a gaslighting relationship?
今
No.
すぐには
She has things she wants to do. Not just this year, but her entire future. What is going to happen to her? Letting my frustration out on Hibari was not going to change anything. But even still, I had to speak my mind. An awful silence surrounded us. Suddenly, the little door in Kotori's room opened, and in came Hattie.
Kwa.
Hattie waddled over to Hibari's feet.
ハトちゃん
Hibari knelt and patted Hattie's back.
こや
Kotori hasn't come back, so he's been searching for her. Hattie always did that on days Kotori was late coming home.
そう小鳥ちゃんからのことづてでハトちゃんをよろしくと言っていました
You don't have to worry about him. Sure, he'll be lonely. But I think even if he was left alone, he could look after himself.
強いのねハトちゃんはガガ
Hattie seemed to enjoy Hibari petting him. What's going to happen to Kotori now?
今夜はうちで預かって明日の朝父が迎えに来ることになっています退学などの手続きはすべて父が行いますのでもうここへは
Can I see her one more time before she goes? Please, Hibari. Please let me see her. Hibari stopped petting Hattie. She stood up and pulled something out of her bag.
これを水瀬さんにって
She handed me Isuka's flight log.
もう自分が持っておくべきものじゃないからって
Holy shit.
水瀬さん
Huh? Oh, yeah.
それとこれも
A little confused. Hibari handed me something
記
else.
録したわ
What is it?
かりません水瀬さんに渡してほしいって
It was a paper airplane. It seemed completely normal in every way. I quickly unfolded it, but there was nothing written on the paper.
荷物は後日引き取りに来ますのでそれまで置いておいていただけませんか
Sure. Hibari looked at me with worry in her eyes.
あの子が東京へ戻ったら連絡があると思いますそれまでそっとしておいてあげてください
And with that, Hibari left. For a moment, I couldn't move from where I stood. A sudden exhaustion came over me. I didn't have the energy to combat it. I threw myself onto her bed. My eyes glanced over the flight log I'd received earlier. She said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this thing. This notebook had been Kotori's starting point. After finding the journal, Kotori had been introduced to gliders, and eventually she had flown one herself. Returning it to me meant Kotori was saying she had made up her mind. In other words, she was throwing it all away. All of her feelings for the sky. I searched through every page on the notebook to see if she had left a message in it somewhere. I couldn't find anything anywhere. The notebook was exactly as it was before. I looked at the last page, with a list of things to do. Some of it was pretty ridiculous. One was skip school. Seems like she had unintentionally done that one yesterday. Only the top item, cross the corridor in the sky, was left unchecked. And tonight was the only chance for that.
やりきれないね
You think, Kanako? Looking up to see who spoke, I saw Kanako in the doorway. She had said I was completely frustrated. She probably heard me talking with Hibari. Kanako came into the room and sat down next to me.
は
She picked up Hattie and put him on her lap.
昔さいとこがインコを飼ってたのね
Huh?
それがすんごい可愛くてさ私その子に会うのが楽しみでいとこの家にしょっちゅう遊びに行ってたわけインコって結構賢くてさ飼い主に懐くのよ指や肩に乗ったりね知ってた
I guess. I wasn't sure why Kanako was talking about parrots, but I just quietly listened.
ある時いとこが新しいインコを買ってきたんだよね一匹だけじゃ寂しいだろって
Honestly, if they go into if the next like little segment is about the glider, like I don't give a shit about the glider anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently parrots can get lonely, yeah, okay.
私も早速見に行ったわけよいやーあの時はテンション上がったなまだ子供だって言うからさ
Right.
てさ、見ちゃったわけ。羽を切るところを。
Wings getting clipped.
So-
Kanako grabbed some of Hattie's feathers and flicked them around.
インコを飼うときって羽を切るのよ。先っちょをほんの少しだけね。全部の飼い主がそうしてるわけじゃないみたいだけど、
Why in the world would you?
私もそう思ったわ。どうしてひどいって。そしたら急にインコがかわいそうに思えてきて、いとこのうちに遊びに行かなくなっちゃった。
Wow, there's holding a grudge.
Mhm.
Lemon Shark! Welcome to the stream. That's terrible.
って思っちゃうよね、やっぱ。で、それからだいぶしてもうちょっと大きくなってから、そうしなきゃいけない理由があることを知ったのよ。
Really? What is it?
そうしないと部屋で話したとき、勢いよく飛びすぎて天井や壁にぶつかっちゃうらしいのよ。物が崩れたりもしてインコの怪我のもとになる。それに窓から飛び出してっちゃうこともよくあるし。
Huh. I think I know where this metaphor is going.
ほら、たまに見かけるでしょ。インコ探してますの張り紙。
Maybe not many, but I had seen some.
羽を切ってても少しくらい飛べるし、人に飼われて暮らすならその方が暮らしやすいんだよね。要は飛べなくするんじゃなくて、世界の狭さに合わせたサイズに羽を調節するわけ。
I see. I guess I didn't really know a lot about keeping a parrot. Clipping the wings sounded awful, but I guess it was a bit like keeping a collar on a dog.
で、今でも時々考えてしまうのよ。さて、どっちが幸せなのやらってね。
For the parrot, right? There are probably some that are happier that way, and some that aren't.
懐いてる飼い主に可愛がられて、たらふく餌を食って、天敵に襲われない安全な場所でぬくぬく眠れて。幸せなんじゃないかって思うんだけどね。けど、聞けないじゃん。インコの本音なんてさ。
Where are you going with this? Right. She commented on how Hattie couldn't fly at all. She stood up and placed him on the ground.
聞けたらいいんだけどね。インコの気持ち。
She left the room looking frustrated. Also, I think Noah's asking about Catriel because he just got a Switch.
Mm.
The parrot's feelings. Because even I can look up at the sky. Is that really what Katori felt? Even if it was that all that she felt? I didn't know. At any rate, it seemed that Katori had already decided her future. Now to break the news to the others.
はあ、記録した。
Is your line.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Damn it!
Very sorry.
Okay.
I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry, I had to run to the restroom.
Hmm.
Thanks, Amane.
ああ、別に疲れてないぞ。夜。何ですか？ここは任せてもいいかな。私は外を見てくる。ええ、そうしてください。
It was nothing, huh? Oh, he sure is late. Yeah, but don't worry, he said he'd be back. Yeah.
糖分が足りない。姉さん、チョコ。
Oh, okay, here you are.
ありがとう。あの人、すごいわね。
Were you talking shit about her earlier?
Money?
私、自分より頭いい人。
You were talking so much crap about her earlier.
本当に天才なのかもしれない。
Mm-hmm. So, do you think it'll fly?
Who gives a fuck right now?
ええ、多分。あの人が外でちょうどいい場所を見つけてきてくれたら。ただ、まだ裏付けは完璧じゃないわ。休憩終わり。もう一頑張り。
Here we go.
Oi! Oi!
Almost without realizing, I'd returned to the hangar where everyone was waiting. Ageha ran up to me as soon as I came in.
Wait, it looks like we might be able to pull this off. How about Katori?
You had to ask?
Allie?
It's the worst. Saying nothing, I handed over Iska's flight log.
What? Is this?
She didn't say she said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this.
Which means...
She's decided to quit school in the middle of summer vacation.
Huh? Why now?
After hearing about Katori's accident, her mother collapsed. She said she didn't want to worry her parents anymore. She said she's done. As I spoke, I could feel tears welling up in my eyes. I took a deep breath and pulled myself together. Where's Amane? I was planning to give Iska's flight log to her. It wasn't something I should be holding on to.
She went outside just now.
Ah, okay. I'll go look for her. A strong wind was blowing outside. Due to its shape, it wasn't unusual for strong winds to blow on Windmill Hill, but this time was different. One of the signs that the morning glory was coming was unstable air currents and strong winds. Looking at the sky, I couldn't see anything like the cloud formation, but still, I did feel like it was coming. I sat down on the grass. I had no real intention of going to look for Amane. I just couldn't stay inside. I had to get out. The wind noisily ran up the grassy plain. This was where it had all began. I had returned home after losing the ability to ride. Then, the first time I came to this hill, I had met Katori. Her wheelchair had a flat tire, and I had helped her. That's how it all had started. A year had passed since then. We had lived together, and had both looked to the sky for our hopes and dreams. We didn't always agree, but we always looked up to the same sky together. Please don't make her chase dreams that regular children have. He said that, not even knowing what his daughter feels when she looks up at the sky.
Want to fly. I want to cross that corridor in the sky. The morning glory. If I do, I feel like I can have my future back. That's right, my future. That's the biggest thing I lost. I feel like if I fly the Morning Glory, I'll get it back.
Could Katori find happiness by going back to her parents' home? Giving up on her dream? Throwing away her future? There's no way...
I literally feel sick.
There's no way she'd be happy. Are you okay?
This makes me feel sick. Like, this whole situation, it's making me feel sick right now. Like...
I wish I could bring her back. Doing so would completely disrupt Katori's family. This is my family's problem.
If I don't go home, my family will entirely fall apart. I can't let that happen.
Katori had to decide what was more important to her, and she had chosen her family. I just want her to come back, but I guess I'm just being selfish. I looked down at the paper airplane that I was given, along with Iska's flight log. It was a completely normal paper airplane. There was nothing special about how it was made, and there was nothing written on it anywhere. She had given up on flying, but not the desire to fly. Was that the message? I picked up the paper airplane and threw it. It glided quietly through the night sky. Floating in the wind, it flew towards the bottom of the hill and disappeared into the darkness. It flies well. Katori definitely made it. After watching the paper plane disappear, I saw someone coming up from the bottom of the hill. It was Amane. She was holding the paper airplane in her hand. She came over to me and stared out over the lake. She doesn't know. Yeah. I wish I cared. I wonder. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is. Mane gave me a perplexed look. I still hadn't told her about Katori. Of course she'd be confused. Sorry, I'm talking crazy. Forget it. Huh?
それを決められるのは自分だけだ。だってそうだろ？誰かにとって正しくても他の誰かにとって間違ってるってことはたくさんあるんだ。だから僕は僕にとって何が正しいか他人に決められるのなんてごめんだね。迷った時は自分の心に耳を澄ませるといい。あんたの正しい答えは
I think I know what he's gonna do. Either that or I'm gonna be severely disappointed. Anyways, well, I stared blankly at Amane as Amane talked somewhat profoundly.
イスカが私に言った言葉だ。
Ah.
驚いたよ。それまで私はどんな問題にも正しい答えは一つだと思っていたから。天才だろ、イスカは。
That's what she was saying about you, bud.
Yeah, seems like it.
だから君も自分の心に耳を傾けるといい。私はバカだから今もあまり上手にできないんだけどな。
I assume the original version of this was I still can't really do it myself. That's because I'm stupid. Sounding a little embarrassed, Amane handed the paper airplane to me. I still can't believe they completely trashed her catchphrase that appears in the intro and appears in this version of the intro too. Yeah. She stood up and stretched before heading back towards the hangar. As I watched her walk away, it was like a light bulb turned on in my head. Suddenly, I remembered everything from that moment, the first time I had met Katori. A white paper airplane had gently flown over my head. It was almost as if one of the turbine blades had detached and was flying through the air. I had picked up the plane, climbed up the hill, and then...
Aw, man, it's paused for me. Sorry.
Actually, FML.
Don't say that.
Anyways, Do you see my home screen?
Yes.
Okay. Kotori in all of her low-res glory.
Mm-hmm.
I met her. A girl in a wheelchair, with a sense of innocence about her. She was staring wistfully up at the sky, running her fingers through her hair as the breeze blew through it. She sat right in front of me in a white blouse, with the blue sky and the turbines in the background. It was like looking at a painting.
Oh, you got it.
She had said, as tears welled in her eyes. She was the one that had thrown the paper plane. What had she said next?
If someone could get my SOS, maybe they would come for me.
SOS. My body trembled. I looked at the perfectly plain paper airplane. Could this really be an SOS? Was this Kotori calling out for help? That probably wasn't it. I was probably just wanting to see her so bad that I was connecting imaginary dots in my head. However, if I'm right, I'm going to have to hurry. I stood up and ran in the opposite direction of the secret base. I pulled out my cell phone as I ran.
Oh, Allie?
Can I count on you to prepare the glider?
Huh? Yeah, sure, but why all of a sudden?
I'm going to go get Kotori. Hell yes.
But
yeah.
we don't have a glider. We still don't have a glider. Go
What?
get him, Molly.
When I said
We
take
still don't have a glider.
Ageha, when I said take care of, you know what I meant. It's up,
Leave everything here to me. You just make sure to bring her.
it's up to you. It's your turn to break the law. As soon as I hung up, I called Tatsuya. Come on, Tatsuya, pick up. Call wasn't getting through. I hung up and made a call to a different number.
Bruh, it's like 2 a.m.
Sorry for calling so late. This is Aoi. Is Kotori there? I asked, almost completely out of breath. Hibari was deadly silent. Oh, you're bullshitting me right now? I thought he was coming tomorrow.
Why she changed
When
her
was
mind?
this? I see, thanks. Before hanging up, I remembered there was something else I had to talk about. Can you come here, now? Yes. I want you to see what Kotori was aiming for, please. Whether or not Kotori would fly, I wanted her sister to see. I wanted her to see what Kotori, and what all of us had been aiming for. I guess that didn't work. Tatsuya didn't seem to be answering. I wanted to ask Tatsuya to use his car, and taxis didn't run at this hour out on the countryside. I guess there's only one thing left to do. Just to be safe, I left a message for Tatsuya. When I was ready, put my hand on my most prized possession. Let's freaking go!
Oh goodness, we're
All
gonna
right,
do a
let's
bike
do
chase.
this.
Bike chase scene. Let's go.
Final Fantasy VII style motorcycle chase.
Oh, he said he's going to get Kotori.
Sorry,
Really?
I've FF7 on my mind. I just did the motorcycle chase in it.
Yep. Let's just leave her to him. We'll definitely bring her back. Or he'll definitely bring her back. I don't.
Tadaima.
ちょうどいいところに。どうでしたか？ああ、バッチリだ。
That's good. All that's left is a glider. I'll be taking care of that. Also, I want you to take care of the takeoff preparations. We need a lot of people. Doesn't matter who.
ああ、あとライトも必要だ。懐中電灯か何かを一緒に集めてくれ。
Roger. This is the moment of truth. It's going to get busy.
I sprinted down the southward road next to the lake on my bike. I wouldn't even have gone 100 kilometers yet. No reason to conserve my energy. I needed to get go about 30 kilometers. I couldn't go full speed, but I was still going very fast. If I couldn't catch Kotori there, I wouldn't be able to catch her at all. The goal was Sazan Namiobashi Bridge, located directly south of here. The bridge was connected to an island in the middle of the lake, and the way it dipped down made it look like a giant wave. Even ignoring the beautiful landscape due to its convenience, any Tokyo-bound car would definitely cross the bridge. I calculated how much time I had left. It would take just under an hour by car from Hibari's house to the bridge. Since it was late at night, they could be speeding, but I doubt Kotori's father would be that dangerous. It seemed likely he would be obeying the speed limit and driving safely. It was about 30 kilometers to the bridge from Flying Fish Manor. I was much closer than they were. If I hurry, I can catch them. I pedaled as hard as I could. Here we go. Oh my god,
Hey, Masa, sorry we're late.
she's actually doing it.
お待たせ。
Oh, Taru!
おっせえよ、何やってたんだよ。
Took us a while to get this.
ガスバーナー。
Ha!
お前それで何する気だ。
Not the lock. Isn't it obvious? It's to cut through the lock.
焼き切るんだよ。じゃねえよ、危ねえ女だな。
You gotta admit, though, his voice actor.
Yeah. Well,
Great.
it's Japanese. What do you expect? It's Japanese standards of voice acting.
What? It's more sophisticated than breaking the lock, and it'll make less noise, too.
いいのか、ホタル。こんなことに首突っ込んで。
アーニーたちのためだから。
まあ、そういう俺も巻き込まれてるしな。
His face. Okay, let's go. We don't have much time.
This needs an anime.
We have to have everything ready before Aoi and Kotori get here.
Or at least a manga.
Mm-hmm.
Which... shit.
Which means
記録して。
everybody has to help.
おー、ついに飛ぶのね。どうしますか、ゆかさん。もちろん手伝わせてもらうわ。そのために早めに帰ってきたんですもの。私もいいよ、朝ちゃん。
Thank you so much.
いやー、みんなにメールしといてよかったわ。
Oh yeah, and if you could bring a flashlight or some kind of light that you can hold, that would be
I
great.
have a feeling we're nearing the end of the chapter. So...
Me too.
Okay.
At the end of that, we gotta end though, cause
Oh, yeah.
I gotta eat.
I gotta do stuff, too. Huh. Okay, yeah, she read that. Sorry.
Yeah, just as long as it's bright.
それならあれがあるじゃないですか、ゆかさん。あれ？あれでよければ余ってるけど。夏の野外ライブが雨で中止になっちゃいましたもんね。そうなのよ。あの時は本当に悔しかったわ。私がどれだけ楽しみにしていたか。朝ちゃん、人でこれだけで足りるの？なんだったら。
Oops.
Really? If possible, we could use about 10 more.
おいさ、連絡も回してみるね。
But it's the middle of the night. Is that alright?
多分ね。ソアリング部がついに飛ぶって言ったらみんな来ると思うよ。
I just realized, I'm pretty sure Japanese is just like, how many syllables do you want? Yes.
Yes. You think so?
みんな結構期待してたからね。すごいことをやろうとしてるみたいだって。
See, and literally the whole freaking school is on their side. Why the fridge did Tobioka do all that crap?
みんな頑張ってたから。記録した。
You guys?
No joke, the song that's playing right now, or... yeah, it sounded like the Final Fantasy Crystal Prelude. Oh my god!
え、起きてた？
He saw the signs too!
察しがいいね。うひひ、さてはお主。 風がどんどん強くなってる。こ
The
れは
wind is strong enough for them to be able to do it.
あんまり風速がありすぎるとかえって離陸が難しくなるんじゃ。
Apparently not.
Or it will help us.
そういやそうだな。
That's no good.
That's no good.
So what do? First, you say no. Then you get out of there.
If you see a stranger come up to you and
my
ask you to
God.
do something, you say no and get out of there. And grab a chili dog while you're at it.
Kids, there's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good.
No good.
Why are we doing this? Anyways.
大丈夫さ。きっとうまくいくよ。みんないい子たちだからな。
How many meme... Oh, crap. Okay. I didn't have chat up. Yes, this is the Nintendo Switch version. You know, the one that was translated properly.
I still need to see the one scene where you were like, that is not E for everyone. I need
Yeah.
to see why it's not.
Well, first off, all of the voice acting in this is the same, which includes moans. Anyways.
Well then.
Come on, go back to Aoi.
小鳥寝てていいんだよ。
Or?
Come on, come on, come on. Okay.
Oh, this is Kotori talking. I have nothing to do with this.
Dad's car drove quietly through the night roads. We were going home. Home to Tokyo.
すまないな、こんな時間に。少しでも早く母さんに会わせたかったんだ。
More like, so early.
今から帰れば、ちょうど朝には戻れるだろう。
It's okay. I understand. I want to see Mom too.
母さん、小鳥が帰ったらきっとすぐに元気になってご馳走を作ってくれるぞ。小鳥は何が食べたい？
I'd like a freshly...
Ellie's cooking.
I'd like a freshly steamed glider.
I'd like Aoi's cooking.
Aoi.
Sorry. Maybe rice omelet?
コロッケじゃないのか。小鳥好きだっただろう。
Ah, this is spoiled by my... Oh, wait, she made them. She made them for me! Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can make those myself now. Maybe next time I'll make some for Mom.
おお、それは楽しみだな。もちろん、お父さんの分もあるんだろ
No, screw you.
Only for Aoi. Maybe. I'll think about it. Dad laughed at that. It wasn't forced at all. He seemed genuinely happy. That made me feel a little better. Our little chit-chat ended as quickly as it had started. We were left alone to the sound of the car moving down the road. I opened my phone to try and distract myself from the silence.
We have seen the signs. The morning glory is coming tomorrow morning.
I stared blankly at the message. The last message from the person I loved.
うおう
You ain't going anywhere, bitch.
危ないな。深夜だからって無茶な運転をして。大丈夫か、小鳥。
You know, that might be just the little bit of delay that I need.
Yeah, I'm fine.
ああいう輩がいるから交通事故がなくならないんだ。
Can I open the window?
エアコンが強かったかい？
No, that's not it. I just want to feel the breeze.
記録した。
After opening the window, I looked up at the sky. It was pitch black. In that pitch black sky, though, I knew the cloud corridor was slowly but surely being made. The sign. The sign of the morning glory. The sky I had been longing for all this time. If I was in this town for just one more day, no, just until the morning, I would be able to see it. However, this car was taking me further and further away from Kazagura every second. Where are we right now?
もう少ししたらさざ波大橋が見えてくる。ほら、前に通った大きな橋。覚えて
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, that nice bridge. A large bridge that spanned over a lake. That was the exit out of Kazagura. Soon I'd be leaving the town that I had grown to love so much.
Can you do that? Quit school, go back home, and live like that?
I like how we see from her perspective, that's cool. A chill went down my spine as I remembered those words. That was the cruelest thing that he ever said to me. I couldn't remember when he said this to me. Today, or even a year ago. Either way, it was the cruelest thing. Hey, Dad.
なんだい
Never mind. I'm completely different from a year ago. I have tons of memories now. In my heart, there's an album of memories of all the days I spent with everyone. I might not have a future, but I can relive those moments just by opening that album. So, I'll be fine. This is okay. Because if I don't do this, Mom and Dad will... I really worked hard, Dad. I trained hard. I was able to pilot the glider.
ああ、
I flew really high in the sky. It was so much fun.
楽しいことならまた見つかる。もっ
Mm.
と安全な遊びが。
Every word in the dictionary that I can't say. I almost want to drop the C word, but I'm not going to.
That's not it. That's not it at all. There's nothing that compares to flying the glider.
I've had the same... Shit! I forget. I'm not reading the unnamed dialogue.
We've had the same conversation over and over. My father just continued to drive quietly, with a sad look on his face.
Aoi?
ほら、
You wonder how
見え
she
てきたぞ
feels.
あの橋が。
Please, Dad.
小鳥、
They looked at me again with sorrow.
辛いだろうけれど、それは今だけだ。向こうで暮らせば、きっとすぐ忘れら
I
れ
don't
る。
know if you know how shit works.
Maybe I don't wanna forget it? Would I really?
She literally just talked about the memories she had or what are going to be able to keep her
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
And he's literally saying, forget about all of it.
Could I really throw away my dreams and live like nothing had ever happened?
友達だって向こうでまたできるさ。
If he says something like, get a new boyfriend, again, I might quit without saving. Actually, I'll save right now, just in case.
Car slowly carried me towards the bridge. Once I crossed it,
He's
there'd
gonna be
no
waiting.
going back.
He's gonna be waiting there.
I was leaving the town that I once hated, the town that I now loved. Hmm? Suddenly, I saw something in the side mirror. Is that a bicycle? Dad, stop the car!
え、なんだって？
Please just stop the car!
バカを言うな。こんなところで一体どうして？
Dad!
Are you this much of a bastard? Just a little more. I was almost at the top of the hill. Once I got there, a long downhill ride was waiting for me. The bicycle was in good condition, but my legs weren't. The tailwind helped me move, but it was a miracle that I was able to ride this far. Only a bit more. Come on! It had taken more time than I thought, but I just made it up to the top. Finally, I reached the peak of the hill. I tried to catch my breath as I pedaled across the flat hilltop. If I went just a bit further, I would start flying downhill. Right before my eyes was the lake and the bridge going right across it. There it is! I picked up my pace. Using all the energy I'd left, I pedaled down the hill. I shifted my weight forward and accelerated downhill. Tearing down through the wind was an incredible thrill. I knew if I fell, I'd probably die, but I wasn't scared. On my way down the hill, I passed a slow-moving car. This was a car that had passed me going uphill just a few minutes ago. I kept pedaling. The bicycle kept accelerating. The bridges are at the bottom of the hill, and there they are. Kotori! Perfect timing. The familiar station wagon passed through an intersection not far ahead of me. The final sprint! The hill ended, and I pedaled across the flat land after the station wagon. Kotori! I pushed with every ounce of my body and swung my bicycle in front of the station wagon. You stop right here, bitch. The brakes squealed as the car came to a halt. As soon as I saw it stop, I hit the brakes on my bicycle. Then, fell to the ground with my bike. I laid upon the asphalt trying to catch my breath.
君、大丈夫か？
Why the hell do you care? Kotori's father got out of the car. I pulled my body up and struggled to stand on my shaky knees.
君は？
Oh, you didn't know who I was.
Ollie!
Kotori! Seeing her face, a feeling of relief came over me that nearly sent my knees buckling down again. Her father came over to help me up, but I grabbed the bridge handrail and lifted myself up before he could, because screw him. Kotori looked at me, unable to believe what was right before my eyes.
Why are you here?
To bring you home. Pulled a crumpled piece of paper that, until moments ago, was in the shape of an airplane and showed it to Kotori. I saw your SOS!
It worked!
Kotori's eyes began to swell with tears. Mr. Bonnet, please don't take Kotori away from here.
それを言うために追いかけてきたのか？
Hell yeah, I did. Please!
言ったはずです。これは私たち家族の問題だと。
I heard about your wife, about her collapsing.
それを知っていて、まだそんなことを。
Because I couldn't let this happen to Kotori. You told me on the phone, remember? How Kotori lying to you was your own fault? Kotori doesn't hate you. Even now, she still deeply cares about you. Despite all that, she lied to you and left the house. Don't you understand now why she did that? I was basically pleading at this point.
だからこうして、その間違いを正し、また元の家族に戻ろうとしているんじゃないか。
Do you want her to lie to you again? The paper airplane was an SOS from Kotori. This was the only way she could ask for help. You have to try to understand what she wants. She never said any of that by phone or text. She was trying to say her goodbyes and go back home. Except for this paper airplane. She couldn't hide her true feelings. That would have been betraying herself. Folding this paper airplane was an SOS from Kotori's heart. Kotori said that if she was able to fly through the morning glory, she'd be able to get her future back.
未来？
Of course, Mirai. Right. Whether or not she believes she'll be able to realize her dreams in the future, you said it yourself, didn't you? How she can't have dreams that normal people have?
それは本当のことだ。あなたにだって分かっているでしょう。 小鳥が普通の人のように何かをするのがどれほど大変か。
I silently nodded. Of course I knew that. I'd been beside her all this time.
小鳥が身に余るほどの目標を叶えようとした時、どれほどの困難が待っているか。きっと傷つき、苦しみ、大きな挫折を味わうに決まっている。
The heart-wrenching way in which he spoke made it seem as though he'd seen Kotori like that many times already. He must have. He'd seen his daughter trying her best, but he was the one who had given up. So what?
何？
Kotori isn't afraid of those things at all. Even after the accident, after losing the ability to walk, after all that, she still wants to fly. Doesn't that mean anything?
しかしそれは。
She's a klutz, a crybaby, scared of strange things, and a bit reckless at times. But she has never turned her back on her goal. She's been courageously pressing forward this whole time. Aren't you just stopping her to prevent your own fears, your own worries?
え？
That's not taking care of your daughter.
Owie!
Kotori interrupted what I was saying. Snapped back to my senses and shut my mouth. However, her father already knew what I was trying to say. Regardless of what I had said, as honest as it may have been, it was surely intensely painful for her to hear. If you're going to take Kotori back to Tokyo, there's nothing I can do to stop you. That was a problem of the family. Kotori is still only a student. She can't live completely separated from her parents. Before that, couldn't you just let her fly one last time? Let us show you that what we all have been working towards hasn't been for nothing. Please.
Dad.
Tori began to get out of the passenger seat by herself. Unable to use her legs, she was hanging out the door as she began to fall out of the car.
小鳥、
He ran over and caught his daughter.
君、車椅子を。
Okay. I unloaded the wheelchair from the back of the station wagon. Tori's father gently sat her into it. Watching him do it, I could tell he was a caring parent. As she was being held in her father's arms, she put a hand to his chest and said,
I really did fly, you know. I was so high up I could touch the clouds.
ああ、
It was so wonderful. Up there I felt like I wasn't just a disabled person.
でもそれはたくさんの人たちが小鳥のために。
Yeah.
But it's not like Kotori is special, I replied to her father instead of her. No one can fly a glider by themselves. You need someone to man the winch, hold the wingtips, do the maintenance, building it. So many people are needed to make it fly.
Please, let me fly. I want to fly. One last time, and then I'll go home.
小鳥、
Looking at his beloved daughter, Mr. Abane shook his head.
Dad! If I don't fly now, I'll live the rest of my life having lied to myself. I won't be able to fly by my own wings again. I don't want to live the rest of my life simply looking up at the sky.
Her father quietly closed his eyes, then quietly.
Let's get it assembled now. This is going to fly as soon as the pilot gets here.
Wow, they actually did it.
Whoa! Whoa! The wind's strong, so be careful. Try not to let the wings get hit by the wind from the front. Got it! Everyone else too, be careful!
人がいっぱいでなんかお祭りみたいだね。あなたが集めたんでしょ？だってみんな見たいだろうと思って。あかりちゃんだってそうでしょ？そりゃこんな面白いこと見逃す手はないわ。だよね。
夜食のおにぎりできました。手の空いた人から食べてってください。
Yes, we want jelly donuts.
梅干し、おかか、塩昆布あります。
Like jelly.
お
あま
おかか。ホタルは何にする？
じゃあ梅干し。
Wait, did she just say umeboshi?
記録した。
As in, like, pickled plums?
皆さんもどうぞ。
I swear I just heard umeboshi.
How long until dawn?
54分
We'll be cutting it close.
パイロットが届けばね
Assembly complete! Is the glider moored properly? Yes! Good. Alright. Everyone gather around. I'm going to explain the launch procedures. Okay, ready? First, people pulling the launch bungee are gonna split off into 2 teams. Asa's and Yoru's. When I say start launch preparations, pick up the launch bungee. After that, both groups are going to start taking steps one by one. They need to be in sync. Then, after the glider takes off. Ah!
あれは
Aya! Ahoy and Katori are here!
I unsteadily lowered myself from the back of Tatsuya's truck. My knees were still shaking. That sprint had used up all of my energy. I could hardly use my legs. I guess I need to start training again.
Ahoy!
Hey, Ageha, could you help Katori get down?
Yeah! Hey, Asa, help me out! Alright!
Tatsuya had heard the voice message I left him, and was able to bring Katori and I here in his truck. After all, Katori's father wasn't entirely happy with this. Thanks for coming, Tatsuya.
いや、俺こそすぐ電話に出られなくてすまなかったな。
Yes, she is here, whether her father wants it or not.
To see you back, Katori. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. Jeez, you sure made us worried. I'm sorry, everybody.
After getting into her wheelchair, Katori came over to me. Come on, kiss her.
Are your legs alright?
Yeah, they're just a little tired. But it feels like I can barely move, so I'm going to have to ask you to pilot. I said it half seriously, trying to motivate Katori and make her smile.
Yeah!
小鳥
He's gonna have to kiss her after it.
元気そうだな
Good.
Amane!
Katori's mood suddenly picked up when she saw Mane running towards us, waving.
待ってたんだぞ二人が帰ってくるのを
Come on, we need at least one more cute romance segment.
Sorry for keeping you waiting.
本当だわ
Sorry to keep you waiting!
どれだけ私たちのやきもきしたか
I doubt anyone will get that joke. But whatever. Behind Amane and Yoru's wry comments, I could also tell that they were relieved. Hey, what's up with all these people? A crowd of people had gathered around our secret base, about 50 people or so. The crowd was growing more and more excited. Felt like I had walked into a group of tourists.
We got them all to come. Everyone came to watch our
people?
flight. That's how much you'll need. All of them? Yep, we've been keeping them waiting. Wow.
Katori looked at everyone, dumbfounded.
Okay. No time to get all emotional. Amane, could you explain the flight plan changes to these two?
おおそうだった
Ageha left us with Amane and went off the crowd. She began to explain all sorts of things to them.
Hey, don't we have to get to the runway?
Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot. I hadn't told Katori about the broken winch. The truth is... Oh.
What?
Oh yeah, sorry Noah, I did see your Discord messages.
That Topioka will never forgive him for this. But how can we fly then?
ここから飛ぶんだ
What?
Amane spread her arms out wide.
この丘から
How?
Amane began explaining the takeoff procedure to Katori, who looked confused.
Are you serious?
ああ、マジだ。
Tori gave me a worried look. Don't worry, if Amane says we can do it, we can.
You're right. Amani's always knows what she's talking about. Caught up on all the guesses. It's time for you to head to the cockpit.
Okay.
Roger!
After preparing our parachutes, we got into the cockpit. Oh, at least I have parachutes. I didn't even know.
That's true.
We checked the operating system.
Right, aileron? Okay, left aileron? No problem.
My pre-flight nerves were slowly increasing. Then suddenly,
小鳥ちゃん
Kivari came running to the cockpit. Oh,
Kivari, what are you doing
I
here?
didn't realize it was open.
Mhm.
I asked her to come. I wanted her to see what you were trying to do.
お姉ちゃんここで見てるからだから気をつけてね
Kivari looked a little pale. She really seemed like she wanted to stop Kotori, but she didn't say anything else and let her little sister go. Kotori smiled and gave her the thumbs up.
Just leave it to me. I'll show you what I can do.
Kivari gave a strange smile to her little sister and walked away from the cockpit. Agea then came over to talk to us.
You heard the procedures from Amane? Once the launch bungee is fully extended, I'll give you the signal. Then it'll start. Roger. It's going to be a rough takeoff. Are you okay?
Agea asked in an uneasy tone.
Yep, I'll be fine. I know exactly what I need to do.
And she has a little backup.
Okay, good. I believe in you, Kotori. And
go.
you too, Aoi.
Saying that, Agea closed the canopy. She flashed me a look. It seemed as if she was asking me to take care of Kotori should anything happen. I silently nodded in response. As the dome closed over the cockpit, all noise seemed to drift far away. It was just the two of us now. Kotori put her hand to her chest and took a deep breath. She seemed nervous. Okay.
Thanks for coming for me.
It was a faint whisper, but I could still hear her. I hesitated a bit, then I replied to her. Honestly, I don't know if this is going to go well.
Me neither.
We still didn't have her father's understanding. We told him how we felt, and basically just ran off together to come here.
But...
Tori also looked up at the sky. It was only a little before dawn. The sky was slowly brightening, and the silhouettes of the giant clouds had come into view.
Now is our only chance.
Yep. Oh, there it is. This is the first time the Morning Glory had appeared in Kazagara in 27 years. If we miss this chance, who knows when we'll have another. Oh, 3D!
Animation? What?
There it is.
And no longer
And it's now
animation.
night again.
Start launch preparations! Come on, everyone! Place is
I
ready!
thought they could have made a sunrise background for this.
No. Part of it's like the sun is slowly
Okay.
coming up, so part of it's still
Yeah, I guess.
dark.
As Agea started issuing instructions, the crowd of people began to move into place. They broke up into two groups and readied the launch bungee. Agea fastened her end of the launch bungee to the hooks underneath the glider. The connection piece was located at the middle of the bungee cord. From there, it would be stretched out to the left and right. On either side, led by Asa and Yoru, two large groups of people lined up and gripped the bungee cord. The launch bungee wouldn't be stretched in the direction the glider was going to. They had to pull it diagonally, away from the glider on each side. Ah! That way, the people pulling on the bungee wouldn't get hit by the glider. To ensure the glider went straight, each side needed to pull the cord at exact same angle and use the same amount of power. Easier said than done. Asa and Yoru were assigned this duty because, as twins, they had almost the same physique, so their strides would sync up well. Agea tapped on the canopy.
Ready!
I nodded, and Agea responded with a thumbs up. As if she was telling us good luck. Hang on, I'm just gonna screenshot that real quick. Here we go.
Okay, let's pull. 1,
Launch bungee was pulled back 1 step.
2,
Another step. The bungee was slowly being stretched. In the meantime, the glider remained firmly on the ground. Wheel stoppers were in place, and the tires were hooked into them. When Katori released the brake, the tires would come free from them and move.
5, 6.
Everyone became tense as the launch bungee was being stretched. From the canopy, I could see Hibari watching us with a worried look on her face.
I'd really like him to see it too.
I think we were able to explain Katori's feelings to her father. He hadn't given his blessing, however. He was probably terrified. The memories of his daughter in the hot air balloon accident must still haunt him.
11, 12.
The wind rolling up the hill became stronger and stronger. It began to make the wings tremble. The glider was shaking, as if it was ready to fly any moment. Concentrate. Hold onto the yoke tightly.
Okay.
Don't even think about anything other than flying right now.
Roger.
Then, at that moment, a single station wagon arrived at the top of the hill. The car stopped in front of the secret base, and a man in a suit climbed out of the driver's seat.
小鳥
He's gonna try and...
Dad!
He's either gonna actually not be a dick, or he's gonna try and stop it.
16.
I stopped her counting when she saw Katori's father. Had he come to stop the flight? But there was no sign of him coming towards the cockpit. Instead, he stopped at a distance and just watched us. Dora walked over and joined him. Ageha looked over at us, as if she didn't know if she could continue or not.
Ready for takeoff! Go, Katori!
Katori released the brake. The bungee was let loose and the glider started to move. As it ran down the hill, it started to go faster and faster. Katori!
Yeah!
Katori pulled the yoke back. The wings began to lift up and the glider started to fly.
おお
All right, go, go! Come on, fly!
Is that a bad exclamation? It was only a few feet, but it was just high enough. Katori instantly returned the yoke to neutral, and then pushed it forward slightly. The glider began to fly parallel to the hill, and it looked like it was sliding down.
待機速度は十分。離陸成功だ。
The glider flew parallel to the hill and coasted along smoothly, picking up speed as it went. It cut right through the headwind. We were at the center of Windmill Hill. A natural path was made for us from all the wind blowing into the crescent-shaped hill. The strength of that headwind was enough to lift the glider.
Did it! We're flying! I can't believe that worked!
Don't get excited just yet. We had pointed the glider downward in order to pick up speed. That made us lose a lot of altitude. Now we needed to get back up. Otherwise, we'd never get to the top of the clouds.
I know! Everybody out of the way! Move out of the way now! They'll be coming right back! If you don't have a light, go get one now! Mr. Ivane! Hibari!
ん
どうしたの、朝ちゃん。
Here! Take this if you'd like!
サイリン
Ha!
どうしてこんなものを
The moment of truth. The glider had made it down the hill safely and was heading towards the lake. In the pre-dawn darkness, the lake looked like a big black hole. We were flying right over it. The speed was good enough. but our altitude just wasn't right yet. I honestly expected this chapter to end earlier.
Honestly.
Kotori, make a U-turn.
Roger!
Kotori tilted the yoke sideways. The glider began to turn. Watch out for the altitude loss. Speed as well.
Got it!
Being careful not to lose speed, Kotori made a sharp turn. However, there was still a loss.
Are we going fast enough?
Thanks to the ground effect, we won't descend too much, I think. But we were above the lake. On the off chance we did crash, it wouldn't be pretty. Our speed hadn't decreased that much, however, we now had tailwind. As our speed decreased, so did our ability to rise.
What's our target?
Can't see it yet. Windmill Hill, which was where we launched from, was now nothing but a silhouette. We could barely make out the ridge line from the dim light from the sky, and telling the distance was nearly impossible. Even worse, since it was pitch black in every direction, it was hard to determine which way we were going as well. Don't get confused by what you can't see. Pay attention to the instruments.
Got it!
When the range of sight is limited by thick fog or clouds, using the instruments to navigate is the only option. If you relied on your eyes alone in poor visibility, illusions could cause you to lose track of your true positioning. However, since Kotori didn't have much flight experience, she still wasn't used to reading the instruments. I supported Kotori as we waited for our target to appear. At that moment...
Look over there! Owie!
Small light twinkled within the darkness. As we moved forward, we saw a line of lights going up the hill.
It's Yuka and everybody!
Everyone who had gathered was holding a light, making a pathway for us. This was another part of Amani's flight plan. Creating this trail of light was another reason we had needed all of the people. Once the target was determined, Kotori made her way to it. The glider was making its way back to Windmill Hill, where it launched off from. We're nearing the hill. Raise the pitch.
Roger.
Kotori pulled on the yoke. At the same time, we felt the glider being lifted from below.
Looks like we're on an updraft.
The glider was on the updraft. We began to rise higher and higher, fueled by the strong wind. This updraft was different from a thermal. This wind, a slope drift, was a strong upward sloping wind coming from between the hill and the mountains. This was the wind we were using when we took off, and was the same wind that powered the turbines on the hills. The glider continued to accelerate and rise higher. We soared over the many small lights that were down below us. We couldn't make them out individually, but they were the lights our friends held for us.
Lights are moving. They're waving their arms for us.
Watch out! You're going to run into a windmill. If we followed the trail of lights, we wouldn't hit the windmill. However, who knows what would happen if there was a mistake.
Hey.
Riding on the slope lift, the glider slipped past the group of windmills. Then, in the blink of an eye, we flew over the hill. We began to rise higher and higher, heading towards the breaking dawn.
近くで見るとすごい迫力だったね。あんなにスピードが出ているものなのね。
ちっくそー。なんかむちゃくちゃかっこよかったんだけど、あいつら。
お兄はいつも。
Oh, Otaru! I almost said Hibari.
あーちゃん、これもういいの
Yeah. Thanks, Otaru. Thanks for all your help, everyone. The glider took off safely. Thanks for the glow sticks. They were really helpful.
役に立ってよかったわ。
記録した。
But why do you have so many?
There was a concert.
ゆかさん、 某アイドルグループの追っかけやってるから。
Yep.
コンサートの必需品だからね。1
Yep.
回のコンサートで20本以上
Especially in
使う時もある
Japan.
し、いつもストックしてあるのよ。
I see.
あれを小鳥が操縦しているのか。
そうみたい。
It's so much safer when she's in control, you know? So,
Mr. Ibani, Hibari, thank you for helping us.
いや、私たちは。
There's some rice balls over there, so please help yourself.
お嬢さん。
ん？
小鳥のためにこんなに大勢の人が協力してくださったのですか。
Yes.
あの子を飛ばせてやるために。
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think it was just for Katori. They probably came along because they wanted to be involved. Our students love these kind of events. At least that's how it is for me. I just wanted to see Katori fly.
は
You said it yourself. What does flying in the sky even mean? Well, look at the two of them up there. Doesn't that make you feel anything?
あ、いや、それは。
感じたと思うわ。
Just you wait. Soon you're going to see something even more amazing.
You want to, like, end it on a cliffhanger?
I mean, I know you gotta go, so like...
Let's see, what time is it? It is 7:18 for me. I got a thing at 9:30, and I have to eat and stuff for that, so... When are you next free? We should talk about that first. Do you think you'll be free this Sunday?
I think I might, yeah.
Okay.
So
Well-
I'll try to aim for Sunday.
Well, honestly, I kind of want to leave it off here, because... I mean, that was a very emotional episode, and I kind of don't want, like, the end to happen, to sneak up on us at the end of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I get you.
I want to do at least one more episode, and we've been going for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we should probably end it off here. I really hate to do this to you guys, the audience, but we gotta call it. We gotta call it.
It hurts us as much as it hurts you, because we're also, like, getting deprived from the ending, so, you
But-
know.
We got closure. We got closure that, you know, I honestly think that Kotori's father was a bigger dick than Tobioka.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great place to stop because we know they at least made it into the sky.
Yeah, we know she came back.
And that's good.
We know she came back. You know, there wasn't... I'm surprised there wasn't, like, you know, how the typical thing where, like, oh, I'm breaking up with you because I'm leaving forever. I'm glad that didn't happen. Anyways.
I mean, her dad wanted her to forget about everything, so it's like, bruh.
And at no point did I have to quit without saving.
Yes.
Speaking of
Thankful.
saving, let me just do that real quick. For real.
Yep.
Starting at 3rd page. Alright. Even though we had more than 3 pages on the PC version. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what happens. You know, next episode could very well be the finale. I don't know.
It could be, honestly.
But I have some suspicions about things that might happen, and I don't know how all of it could happen in a single episode. My main suspicion is Iska somehow returns.
Yeah, or we at least get some closure.
Yes. But anyways, that is going to be it for this episode. This was a long one, but a lot happened, and I'm glad we were able to see it through to the happy ending. Not ending, but you know what I mean. So thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, continue testing, and best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Bye-bye.